Give him a serving. I'm gonna start right now. Ah, ah. What is good, Pack? How's everybody doing on their end? Happy Mother's Day to any Pack member out there, all the mothers. We must show respect to the women who brought us into this world, as always. This Q&A is also has a fundraiser going on. Proceeds of this fundraiser will be going to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Thought I usually always start to, be looking at the fundraisers that, you could add to, vids you could add to fundraisers. And I was like, Make-A-Wish. I always enjoy Make-A-Wish. Yeah, it'd be great to have them on to proceeds and help and give back. It's a worthy cause. Like All Might here. Beyond no, I'm just messing with you. Guys, today, once again, guys, today is a special day. It's Mother's Day, and I always get a little emotional, especially on this day. It is never easy for me on this day, as most of the pack knows. Your alpha has been without his mother for the past 25 years. It's been 25 years now, and my mother is not with me. So it does get a little emotional. This day always gets a little emotional. I woke up today and before I headed out to the job, and I just got down and said, "Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Grandma." To both of my grandmothers, they're no longer with me, and I also said, "Happy Mother's Day" to my aunt Jamie, who is no longer with me. So there are four women in my family who are gone, and so I had to give respect to them on Mother's Day. Um, but enough about that, right, guys? I don't want to bring this open mic down. A lot of guys were saying to me, I got questions from some members of the pack saying, "Hey, when's the next open mic Q&A?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's happening this Sunday." I took a month off. You guys know I usually take at least 1 month off between 3 months. I took April off from the Q&As and uh, well, May, April, and now we're in May. So here we are. Uh, Monster's in the back. He's chilling. And I'm here to answer your questions as always. So I did post on my community feed. I'm just to remind the pack, hey, there's going to be a Q&A tonight. If you can come through, that's great. If you can't, that's fine. But hey, leave your questions, your 4 questions down below, and I'll knock them out on the live broadcast for you, just in case you can't make it. There was a couple of people that did write questions, and so with all due respect to all those people that I'm starting to see come in the chat, I'm seeing right now, do your alpha a favor, hold your questions, let me answer these people's questions first, and then I'll get to you guys in a minute. So can you do that for me, please? Just hold off. Let me answer these questions right now. So I'm gonna go to my feed. This should be very interesting. Oh, and that's really interesting. I'm doing it, and then Real Manos is 212. Anyway, let's see. Where? Okay, trusty phone. Here we go. Let's see. Come on, Jim. Okay, here we go. I hate that you gotta go. All right, here we go. All right, so we got 9 people, 9 questions. So 9 questions, 9 people commented with 4 questions each. How many questions is that? Do the math. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go from, huh? What happened? Yeah, nine people. There you go. I was trying to get them to say it, but anyway, guys. All right, so we're gonna go from I'm gonna go from the newest to the last. This is a good thing too, guys. So you don't have to ask me the same questions. So everybody who's hold off your questions, please hold your questions. Let me get to these people first. Okay, so we're gonna start with Ezekiel Black. That's a interesting name, dude. He says, "Hey Chris, what's going on, dude? Uh, First question: Did you watch last week's last week's AEW?" Yeah, we did. Malcolm and I did. It was pretty good. I mean, outside of outside of what everybody's been talking about, but it was fun. My only issue with the whole match, the war game match, because that's what it was, is the fact that uh, with the whole Jericho thing, that was my biggest problem. Like he had plenty of time to react to MJF's, because y'all all know how I feel about that stupid ring. Yeah, Malcolm knows how I feel about that. I can't stand that stupid ring, and they sell it like it's like a nuclear weapon going off. The other thing is, yes, the when Jericho got pushed off, Malcolm just had this conversation with another guy on Twitter. Or what was it? On Facebook, and we're not messing around with the whole like is Jericho falling through. You know what my problem with it was, and with Malcolm is the fact it's the camera angle, the camera work. This is supposed to be like concrete, and that's what they didn't they say that they said concrete. They said Jericho fell through, and you see this like safety foam cushion stuff, and it was just like, oh, that ruined it. That ruined it. Everything was going fine, and it was just some things about that match. The ring shot, Jericho taking all this time. He couldn't defend himself. I was just nah. I didn't like that, but I did watch AEW. Yeah, I did. Who's your favorite AEW wrestler? That's kind of an interesting question because as much as I do watch AEW, I am a wrestling fan. I would probably say I will always root for Jungle Boy and I think that also comes into act because of his dad. I was a big fan of his dad. Okay, for all those who don't know who Jungle Boy Jack dad was, is Luke Perry, the late Luke Perry. So yeah, I like Luchasaurus. I do, but I think he needs to work on being a big man more. Um, I like the Cowboy, um, uh, uh, Hangman Page. I like him. I like. Please hold your questions, guys. Let me answer these guys' questions first. So I don't miss everybody's questions. And I like. I also like the current. Why am I blogging out on his name right now? Darby Allen. Thank you. I do like Darby, and I do like Orange Cassidy. Um, I like the people that I've never really seen before. You got to also remember a lot of the wrestlers that are at AEW I've seen before. Some of them I have not. Darby Allin, I didn't watch a lot of his indie, never watched any of his indie work. Jungle Boy, I've seen maybe one Jungle Boy match, so I kind of knew who he was. But I didn't know a lot of the other people are former this former, so I know everybody. In terms of females, I do like Abaddon. I like her. Um, I like Sheeta. I like Sheeta. I like her. Um, I like Big Swole, even though they don't showcase her more. Leva Bates is over there. They don't showcase her enough. Red Velvet's growing on me. Um, but I want to see more of oh, and I like Statlander. I do like her. The alien, boop, you know, things like that. So yeah, I got a few. Next question is, who's your top five favorite MK and Street Fighter characters? Okay. Uh, okay. Let's start with Mortal Kombat. Scorpion, Sub Zero, Kenshi. Um, uh, uh, you want do you want just characters, or do you want like generational? Because if I'll just, you know what, I'll just do it. Okay. Scorpion, of course, is my number one always. Sub Zero, Kenshi, love Kenshi. Sonya Blade, of course, got to show love to the first lady. And I'll throw uh Takashi Takeda in there. I like him. I like, out of the new generation. I do like, and I was sad that he wasn't in the 11. As for Street Fighter, as a huge Street Fighter fan that I am, I've got to go, of course, my boy Ryu. Uh, I kind of feel like I have bits of Ryu in me. I love his that whole monarch of, true act of a true warrior. He doesn't fight for money. He doesn't all this. He just is working his craft. Of course, his boy Ken, got Fei Long. Got to throw Chung Li up in there. First lady of the first lady of fighting games, in the Queen. And of course, I of course got to go Fei Long. And y'all should know why, because he looks like one of my idols. But I'm a big fan of Fei Long too. And your last question is, do you think Laurie Strode is dying in the next Halloween movie? Good question. No, I do not. I don't think she's gonna die in the next Halloween movie. If she is gonna die, she'll probably die in the third one, because this is gonna be a trilogy. Uh, I think she and Michael are gonna die together in the third one. So I don't think she's gonna die. You can't kill them Strode women, or the what does Jamie Lee Curtis call them? The what are they called again, Mark? Yeah, they called something. I forgot what she calls them. But yeah, I don't think Lori's gonna die in the next one. Thank you, Ezekiel, for the questions. Moving on to Tony Montana. Usually I see I got it. Okay, here we go. Seeing how Wonder Woman 84 failed to succeed, do you still trust Patty Jenkins for the third movie, or do you think someone else should direct it? No, I still believe in Patty Miss Jenkins. Um, wasn't that I a lot of it, I feel that 84 was due to studio involvement. And you go back and listen to Miss Jenkins talk about it. There was some things she wanted in the 84. She didn't want Sab Vandal, yeah, not Vandal. God, I'm blanking out on names right now. Uh Maxwell. Yeah, she didn't want him. Um but yeah, I think it was more based on studio involvement. But I trust Patty. Some people have come up saying that doing a black Superman, whether it's Calvin Valzad or a black would be disrespectful for black representation, because it is using the title of a historical white character. What do you think? I don't like it either. Um, the whole concept of this whole reboot now is that, yes, it's not going to be Calvin Ellis, Superman of Earth 23. It's not even going to be Val Zod. No, they're going to do a black Kal-El. And that right there is stupid. We don't want that. That's not what we want. If you were going to do a black Superman, it should have been Calvin Ellis or Balzad. Or hey, how about this? Icon. How about that? Instead of you're just changing the race of Superman, Kal-El, I like Superman. Don't get me wrong. He's not my favorite superhero. He will never top Spider-Man in my book. That is my number one favorite hero of all of them. Never will. But I respect Superman because he is the first superpowered hero. There's a difference between a hero and a superhero. Superhero has powers. He was the first. That's why I call Superman the godfather of superpowered heroes. Batman is not a superhero. He's a hero, but he ain't no superhero. Daredevil is a superhero. Why? He has powers. He has superpowers. May not be on the level of, say, Spider-Man, but he has powers. This is a big mistake with Warner Brothers. And not only that, I've continued to say it. You guys have heard me say it many times. Warner Brothers has done Henry Cavill dirty. They did him dirty. And I feel that's why I'm glad I've hearing what's going on, what he did. Like he cut himself off from Warner Brothers. He stopped following them and all that stuff because he's done with them. Like that's ridiculous. And he wasn't a bad Superman. He had bad material, but he wasn't a bad Superman. He wasn't. But the fact that they are going with this reboot, and why do I have a feeling that this is going to come out because of Flash's movie? I feel Flash's movie is gonna serve as a soft reboot of the DCEU Prime universe, I guess, like Flashpoint or something like that. And that's why we're gonna get the Black Superman. It's a stupid mistake. It's dumb. It makes no. It's stupid. It's foolish, and it doesn't serve anybody. Period. You're race changing when you don't need to. Exactly. You don't need it. Some people say Sam should have stayed Falcon because he was his own character, and that him being Captain America is a demotion. Do you think that a superhero mantle and character behind the mask are two different things? Robin, Green Lantern, Ant-Man. Um. Okay. First of all, who are these people saying that? Because all I've heard is praise that Sam is now. Yeah, this is probably a small minority because these are the people that don't read the comics. If they read the comics, they would know Sam became Captain America after Steve after Steve got older. He he became Captain America for a while, and then of course when Steve got his youth back, Sam gave it back to him. But that's the problem. I feel that this small minority of people that are saying that are probably those that don't read the book, don't read the source material, where this comes from. It's not a demotion because it's a promotion. The Falcon, the Falcon mantle will go to Joaquin, who was the next Falcon when Sam was Captain America. It's not a demotion. It never a demotion to me, if I'm going to be honest, was when Dick Grayson was Batman, and then he went back to being Nightwing. That felt like a demotion to me, just because Bruce came back from time where he was, because they DC wouldn't dare kill him off for good. They said, oh, the Omega beam that shot him into the past. Yeah, okay. Anyway, they could have still had Dick Grayson be Batman. He was just the Batman of the Justice League. While Bruce could have stayed in Gotham where he wanted to continue his mission. It's always been about Gotham. They could have did that. That's a demotion. Carol Danvers becoming Captain Marvel after people like Monica Rambeau and everything, that's not a demotion, that's a promotion. Yes, some of these characters had their own character, but the fact now that Sam is the new Captain America and that costume looks beautiful on him, the way he uses the shield, the way everything about it, that was the one thing I wanted from Falcon and Winter Soldier was like, what is that costume going to look like? And it's nearly direct from the source material. I will be putting up my overview of this of the season, but yes, it's not a demotion. This is probably just a small corner of people saying that because they're just focused on the MCU. They don't read the source material. That's just my analogy on it. Analysis. I keep saying that. Do you watch Cobra Kai series? Yes, I do, and I enjoyed the first three seasons. I'm looking forward to season four. It's going to be interesting seeing, huh? Yeah, they just wrapped up season four, filming, and you got to also remember, I'm a child of the '80s, so I grew up with the original. So to see Daniel and Johnny working together as two senseis teaching the next generation is interesting. And I love that you had all the people, some of the people come back. Like it was great to see Elizabeth Shue as Allie. I was like, oh my, and it's not like she looks that different. She's aging very well. But it to me is great to see Daniel, and then you got to see people from part two. Like it was great to see Cogent. Like, and you would think, oh, he's gonna be pissed off, but no, he learned it was character development. Like he learned how to respect himself and respect. Like it looked like he was gonna kill Daniel, and then he's just like no, and he just like haha, like you should have seen your face. Like he learned humility, and I love that. I thought that was great. So I do watch Cobra Kai. Yes, I do. So let's move on. Shadow God for you. What up, Devin? Name a comic book character that you hate to the point that if you see them in real life, you throw hands at them, laughing out loud. Century. There you go. There you go. From Stan Lee to Jason Aaron, who is your favorite Avengers writer? Uh, that'll probably be Jason Aaron's. I thought Jason Aaron's did a great job. Ow. Um, writing. I think he's doing a great job writing Avengers. Um, I did like Hickman's run, but his run just went. The only problem I had with Hickman's Avengers run was the fact that it felt too much like an army. He had like 25 members on his team, so much that he had to have like 4 to 5 books just to have that whole team in books. It was crazy. It really was an Avengers world. Um, so I'm definitely gonna go Jason Aaron. I've never met Jason Aaron. I would love to meet him because he is one of my favorite writers. I enjoy every book I can get my hands on with Jason Aaron. I will read. I will read. Um, Favorite Linkin Park album? Hybrid Theory, definitely. Have you seen the new Equalizer TV series with Queen Latifah? I've watched the first 2 episodes. I like what I see. You got to also remember, once again, this goes back to I'm a child of the '80s, so I grew up with the original show, with that badass theme. I don't care what anybody says. That theme is. I can listen to that theme all day and love it. But one thing I will say about the original is the original, especially the opening. It gave you a clear cut viewing of what New York City was like in the '80s. It was not a safe place. If you're not from New York, I'm from New York. Okay, so '80s New York was not so. What you see in the movies in 1980s New York, but best believe it's kind of watered down, but it was somewhat like that. Times Square was not a place to be at night, um, as it is now. Like you can go in Times Square and you can chill. Ain't no nothing really probably gonna happen. It's a tourist spot now. Back in the 80s, it was nothing like that. Even subways, like at in the 80s, yeah. Like there's a scene in the original. There's a guy. She's in the subway, and you see this guy just come from behind one of the pillars, just looking at her, and that's kind of how it was. So so when Queen Latifah took over as the equalizer, her McCall, everybody there was a lot of sexism, like, oh, what's she gonna do? But it was I watch it and I'm like, I'm rooting for Queen Latifah all the way because I'm a big fan of hers. So I do like, and I'm glad and I'm glad that she has gotten her show has was picked up for a second season. Nowadays, it's getting harder and harder to get picked up, like another season sometimes with these, big broadcast stations. Of course, I love the movies with Denzel. Got to represent. That's a fellow Mount Vernon native. So yeah. Um, and I would love to see him do one more, maybe a trilogy. But yeah, I do watch that, Devin. Thank you for the questions. Next up, Kay Sheehan. Hey, Chris, long time no see. It's me, Callie Sheehan. Callie Sheehan. Wait, I don't. Long time. Who were you before? I maybe you not weren't using your real name. I come back to me on that. But what's your thoughts on the Mortal Kombat? Are we talking about the movie? Because I did a whole thing with my friend Mr. Multiverse. Go watch that. Bottom line, I did not like the movie. There you go. Are you still creating characters? Yeah, pretty much. And up here, and I write stuff down. Um, how's Malcolm doing? Okay, who is this? Like, how do you know? That's why I'm. He's fine, but who are you? Like, you got to give me. What was your name before this? Because you seem to be someone I know, or you followed me before, but now you under your real name, Sheehan. That sounds Irish. Can you, whenever this goes up, please come back to me. I'd like to know because that's kind of scary that you know my brother. Like, please don't, please. I already got some crazy stuff. Somebody called here saying that's a whole nother story. I'm not even going to get into that. Did you see what happened to Henry Cavill? Yeah, I seen what happened, and like I said before, that's dirty. They that was dirty what Warner Brothers did. I think Warner Brothers they messing up. I'm trying not to curse, but I think they're effing up. I think they are. They really are. Trevin Dorn. You're not related to Michael Dorn, are you? What do you think Bart Allen's best feat was in the comics during his time as the Flash? Ooh, man, it's been a long time since I read Bart Bart's time as Flash. The last thing I remember that I can remember is when he got beat up and died. That's the only thing that comes to my mind right now with Bart Allen when the rogues killed him and Barry was pissed when he came back and they didn't they once they realized he was a kid. That's why I love Captain Cold because he's not about killing women and children and all that stuff. So when he was pissed while the others didn't really, but he was pissed. But yeah, I can't remember a lot of Bart's run as the Flash. I can't. Exactly. Besides his end. Um, are you watching the new season of Dark Side of the Ring? I have not watched the first episode of Brian Pillman. I definitely need to watch it though. Do you have any comic book omnibuses? Yeah, I have a few. I'm not gonna pull them out because they're I don't want them falling. But I got a couple of Witchblade omnibuses. I got this big omnibus that I got. It's Michael Turner, the great Michael Turner's stuff from like Fathom and Soulfire and stuff like that. So yeah, I do have a couple of omnibuses, but like I said, guys, I'm more of a single issue type of guy. I will only get a trade if I feel like I'm not gonna read that single issue. Like there's like for example, like um the latest Spider Woman comic. I'm getting that in trade. I was like, because I don't know how I'm gonna like that, and so I was like, okay, I'll just wait. But yeah, I do have a few omnibuses. I like I said, I don't want to pull it out because it's sitting on a plaque. I'm looking at it right now, and if I move it, then the other books are gonna fall over. I don't want it to fall over. What do you think Doctor Strange's new costume will would be like in Multiverse of Madness? I never knew he's gonna get a new costume. Um, and I wouldn't really call it a costume. He's not really wearing a costume. I think he will, if he has somewhat close to his 70s look, I'll piss my pants. Like, um, if he has like, because remember in the 70s, Doctor Strange had a full costume. If he has something like that, I'll piss my pants out of just geeking out with that one. So I won't say he's gonna get a new costume. If he gets something close to his current look, I'll be cool too. So moving on. Marion, what was your reaction when Betty Ross died in the comics before it was revealed that the abomination caused it? Uh, when she died, I was like, she ain't dead because she wasn't dead. The whole thing, she wasn't dead. So I didn't even really have a real reaction to it. How does the MCU version of John Walker compare to the one in the comics? Way different because he's not that much of a jerk. See, MCU version wanted you to kind of give a feel for him. If they went clear cut John Walker from the comics, we would hate the hell out of him. Even because in the comics, John Walker is a piece of garbage. He's a dick. He's a borderline racist. And so yeah, they weren't going there. He here they kind of have gave him a little bit of a okay, here you go. Give him a little bit of cut him some slack. Uh just saying. That's it, you know. Uh did you just buy that?
No, that's because the sheriff put it, so it came up.
Oh, okay. Which one of Godzilla's other rogues would you like to see show up in the MonsterVerse? For me, it's Destroyer, but I like to see new rogues. Destroyer is the biggest one on my list. I love to see Destroyer. The last thing I heard, they may do a Son of Kong. That would be the next movie, but that would imply that there are other big apes out there. We didn't see any. Supposedly his race died, were killed off. So unless they're hiding somewhere, yeah. Um, what was your reaction in Doctor Who when the Doctor lost the pawns in the Angels Take? Oh yeah, that was like their final episode. First of all, the Weeping Angels are probably one of my favorite Doctor Who antagonists. Because it is scary. Like you're blinking, they look like statues. You blink, they start moving, and then you see their face kind of change. I remember the one where River, she was behind a one was behind like this gate, but it still grabbed her when she blinked, and it was holding her. And I'm like, that's creepy. Like they're going like this, and next you know you blink. And I love how they when they first introduced them in Tennant's run, uh, they really went deep into the whole blinking. like, and then that's when you see it happen. Like you're not watching them. That is scary. Those are scary. I remember going to a couple of conventions. Man, I miss conventions. Last time I went to, I think it was New York Comic Con 2019, and there was a woman dressed up who was cosplaying as one of the Weeping Angels. I took a picture of her, and she's like this, and she was really in character. Like she would stand there, and when people would turn away, she moved, and it was crazy. I was loving that. Like I love seeing cosplayers do that. They're getting character. It's really cool. But I remember that. That was sad. That was really sad. But I did like when um, Matt Smith's. I think it was Matt Smith's. I think it was Matt Smith when he was ending his run, and Kieran Gillian came back, and I thought that was beautiful. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I nearly cried on that. I was like, ooh, I was loving that. I'm a big fan of hers. I think it's more because of her Scottish accent, but I like her a lot. She's really coming into her own, especially Nebula. Nebula really has pushed her to people to look at her more, which I like. Caroline, the Salvatore. What Disney Plus series aside from Marvel and Star Wars are you looking forward to? For me, it's the Percy Jackson. I not too many others. Percy Jackson. If they really, here's the thing. I doubt they're really gonna go truly deep into the lore because the movies didn't really go that deep. Because the one thing for all those who don't know, Percy Jackson is very autistic, and it's because of his demigod powers why he's like that. But they don't really showcase that more, and I really wish they would do that. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's the stories are really good. It goes really deep into like who these children's parents are, which I really enjoyed. How does Marvel version? Oh no, excuse me. Would you like to see a team up comic with Kamala and Rogue? I definitely would. I think Kamala would too. She's been with the X-Men, so she yeah, she would love that. Speaking of Kamala, what's your thoughts on the Captain Marvel title being called the Marvels? I like it. Perfect. You it clearly lets you know exactly who the three main players are going to be. It could be four. I think a lot of people need to understand that this could be the movie that introduces another certain Marvel, a blue Marvel. Think about it. Folklore or myth. Do you think do you think like folklore and or myth? Do you think should be showcased in media? What? Wait. Do you? Oh, okay. You put some. Do you? It should be focused more in media. Yeah, I don't mind it. I like a good folklore and mythology. Especially if it's dealing with cryptics. I like that stuff. I'm all about cryptics, zoology. All right, and last but not least, Darius Brown the third asks me, "Did you watch Justice Society World War II?" I did, and I liked it. I will be putting up my review of it later. Uh, there are some things I didn't like about it. Um, there were some things I didn't like about it, Darius, but there were some things I did like about it. One of the things I did not like about it, I felt like it didn't need it didn't need the Flash, Barry Allen Flash. It didn't need him. To me, that felt like they just added him to sell for a selling point. Same thing like with Justice League Dark. They added Batman into that. They didn't need Batman. They didn't need Batman. They just put him in there because why? Batman sells. My review will go up. You listen to it more. If you're still watching, thoughts on this season of Flash? Uh, this season is uh kind of little. It kind of seems like they're throwing anything at the wall and trying to see what sticks. You know, the whole thing with the the Speed Force now having a sentient being looking like Nora Allen. Um, I do like the whole concept that Caitlyn and Killer Frost were separated, and they're one person. They're each their own person. Um, I didn't like the last episode that Killer Frost now has to spend her life in jail for her past mistakes, but she did it for a reason if because this it kind of felt like X-Men. That episode really did feel like X-Men because they were like, well, if you don't go, we'll take your powers away. They had like this kind of the metagene remover powers, the same thing that Cisco took to get his powers removed. I'm like, okay, and then even the person revolving, it's like, why are you hating on her? What's going on? Y'all know she's been good and everything like that, so why? So I really felt bad about that. But this whole stuff with the Speed Force and these other different versions of it, I'm like, this kind of seems like y'all just throwing ideas and seeing what works.
We got kind of She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, um, thoughts on the Black Kal-El for by WB? Like I said, I just talked about that, Darius. I think it's stupid. We don't want that. That's not what we want. You should have just used Calvin Ellis or Valzad or like I said before, um, or um, uh, Icon. Did you watch Invincible on Amazon? Sure did, and I did enjoy it. It was good, of course. I read Invincible, but it was a long time, so a lot of that time, that season helped refresh my memory of the series. And yeah, this that first of all, let me make something perfectly clear to parents and everything like that. Do not let your kids watch Invincible, especially if they're under the age of teenagers. Yeah, that's not for kids. They get real. They keep it true to the comics. They get nitty and they get gritty. So please don't let them watch it. Okay, that is all the people that asked me the questions on the community feed. Now I can go to the comments you guys asked me, and I may, if I start speed throughing a lot of you guys, I apologize. But sometimes, you're gonna, you know, I tend to go into detail with my answers. I apologize for that. That's just a habit I have. Okay, Hamster Maiden donated $50 to make a wish. Thank you for the $50. Thank you very much. A worthy cause. Yes, indeed, it is. Thank you for that. Not sure if you had this question posed to you before, but if you were given complete control over one film adaptation of a property with the goal of making as right as possible, what do you pick? Wow, that is a good question. Complete control. Well, right now, something I just recently watched, Mortal Kombat. There you go. Oh, that's definitely one right there. Definitely. Uh, Next question, as an addendum to my previous question, how would you go about it? Who do you cast, hire, or the crew? Well, first thing, if we're gonna go, since I said Mortal Kombat, I would hire the guy who did Mortal Kombat Legacy. He would direct it. I'm forgetting his name right now off the top of my head because he understood the lore of Mortal Kombat. Um, I would make sure that it's the original cast, the original cast of Mortal Kombat characters. It would focus on the tournament with in between that what's going on, but none of this stuff. And I would literally tell him, don't make Raiden a complete moron or the god of blunder. Like those definitely for sure. So when I talk about the original cast, I'm talking about Liu Kang's, Sub Zero, Scorpion, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Kano, Raiden, people like that. I'll throw Reptile in there because he was a hidden character in the first game. Um, but I would keep it true to the lore of Mortal Kombat. Thank you again for the donation. I appreciate that. Uh, Goodbye. Explain, please. Okay, so people have seen the title of what I put. That means that my experiment worked. I learned that actually from Simon Miller. He put something like that too, and people got worried and was like, it was an experiment. I wanted to see like how many people would pick up on it. So far, I see a couple people picking up on it. I'm I'm not going anywhere. It was a joke. It's an experiment. Hey Chris, how are you doing, Tony Montana? I'm doing fine. How is the family? How is work? How is life back in New York with the pandemic? New York is pretty much opened up. Anyway, pretty much is back to somewhat normal. Um, I'm fine. Everybody's fine. Uh, you know, Even at work, I still have to wear a mask and things like that. I have not been vaccinated yet. My dad has, but I haven't.
Man, with side effects.
Yeah, my dad has no side effects, anything like that, so that's good. Um, do I want it? I'm going to, but it's just hasn't found time yet, or I'm still looking at where you go. Like that's it, you
Go
know.
to the county center.
Uh, the county center. Okay, so anyway, yeah, everybody's fine.
Yeah.
Not scared, I mean, I'm not scared.
Just gonna get the Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, that's it. Just look at the Johnson Johnson one. Travis, have has have you been watching Batwoman? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't want to be a grammar hound, but you put has you been watching Batwoman? I have not watched Batwoman yet. I'm not gonna watch it until all the episodes are up.
Plug it to that.
Um,
Plug it to that damn plant.
I know. I know. I know they have they recasted Kate Kane. Um, and spoiler or Stephanie Brown is gonna be on the show. But I'm not gonna watch it until later. Just because you know some shows I just watch later. That's kind of how I did with the third season of the last season of DuckTales. I had everything on my DVR and I just binge watched it one day. And I'll talk about DuckTales another time. I don't want to keep going. Um, Super Kick Party. Hey Chris, how are you doing? Do you think Daniel Bryan will stay with WWE or go to AEW somewhere? I hope he leaves. Um, he seems to be done, but WWE are trying their best to keep him. Uh, if he does go anywhere, I really, I mean, there are people, and if let's say he goes to AEW, there are people I would love to see him go with, and I would love to see him use the name Daniel Bryanson, and
Daniel Bryan.
I mean, I'm
Brian.
Brian Danielson, excuse me, Brian Danielson, and be called, still go back being called the American Dragon. Um, if he goes to Impact, it, I don't want to discredit Impact. Uh, but he's hurt now. Like I've heard it, like he's hurt. He's legitimately hurt again. So I'm like, oh God, you know. Um,
If he had it his way, he says he would like to have a contract that allows him to still work with WWE.
right there you go.
But work outside. And
Yeah,
I'm thinking, I love you, Brian.
yeah, but you know that is not going to happen.
There is more of a chance of there's more of a chance of Virgil
Right.
being brought back again.
Right.
Remember, they brought him back
Yeah.
in 2010. There's more of a chance of that than WWE allowing you. But because Brian definitely seems as though he's getting ready for retirement, it seemed as though that it probably would be best for him. Yeah, he has all these, you know, bucket list things he wants to do. He wants to work in Japan. Well, if you're not with WWE, you'll be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
He wants to do some um, match in Mexico, a hair versus mask match. You're not with WWE, you can do that. Like it'd be pretty cool if he ends his career as this traveling veteran.
Yeah.
I'm also, he goes from being the American Dragon to basically the world traveling dragon. He's just that's better. That's Brian Danielson. Almost like he becomes Ryu. He just wanders, and hey, look who it is. It's Brian Danielson.
But yeah, I mean, you want him to leave. That's I guess, but with WWE, it's too hard to like try to. It won't work. And the fact that he's injured or hurt, like he got hurt again, I'm like, okay, that's not good.
He thought at WrestleMania before the match started, he said he felt weird. Not because of injury. He said it felt like this is how I feel like before you die.
Yeah.
Because he said he just felt almost empty, like, and that's when I guess like, yeah, maybe you do have to leave WWE. You don't feel, motivated, like, okay, something feels lost.
Travis, what with the okay, everybody's talking about the AEW ending. I just talked about that. I'm not gonna answer the same questions again.
I will. What was the question?
It's the ending of AEW.
What was the exact question?
What with the bad ending?
It was bad production value.
Yeah, just that's what I'm saying. Not answering them. Super Kick. Do you watch? Okay, that's Dark Side of the Ring. I answered that too. Hair Kick, Perry King. What age range do you think the X-Men members should be in the MCU? They should be veterans. Like they should be in their 30s or older. The only people that should be younger, I will take Kitty being in her late 20s and all the younger X-Men like Anal or Surge or people like that. Those are the young kids. But the X-Men like Cyclops and Storm, all those people like that, all those veterans, they should be older, like in their 30s, and they should be skilled. What would set the X-Men apart from every team in the MCU, and ain't that many, would be they're a team. They're a veteran team. Like they know how to flow with each other. Like, okay, the chemistry needs to be there. That would separate the X-Men from the Avengers. Even the Avengers weren't necessarily a team. They felt like a team, but you see some teamwork, but they still were very independent. Um, is this really your last? See, no, I was. It's just an experiment. It was an experiment. Do you think the Mandalorian season 3 will deliver despite the controversy with Gina Carano? Yes.
But I found out her character wasn't a regular character on the Mandalorian. Unless I'm wrong, that her character from time like she got, of course, her character got older, but it wasn't like she was a regular.
No, she was about to get a spinoff.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to answer that question, if Mandalorian was thriving with Gina Carano now as a regular, I think it would thrive.
She'll be fine. Like,
you mean
it'll be fun. What I say? What is it? AEW. This is from Walker Danger. Okay. AEW documentary series is also good. Good. I think Booker T is on tonight. The Stone Cold, the A&E.
Oh, I was gonna say, what AEW got documentary
tonight. Tonight the Stone Cold one was good. Yeah, the Stone Cold was good. I have not watched the Piper one. I won't watch the Macho Man one.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
I'm not gonna watch that because I heard that was dirty. I'm definitely gonna watch the book. The Booker T was definitely one I want to watch. But the fact is, they, what I will say about these documentaries, they're not doing anything that I don't know. Malcolm and I actually talked about that, and they're not really doing anything that we don't know about these people. We watch a lot of documentaries on people, on wrestlers, and so with the Stone Cold, everything that was going on, I knew already. I was like, okay, yeah, but it's nice to hear.
The only one I didn't know was the follow up of the more of a follow up by his daughters.
Yeah,
The
like
last time I
that.
read
That's
about
it.
his daughters was
Th-
confidential.
yeah, that
and
was
they
it.
actually showed them
Yeah,
talking.
that was probably it. The last thing, but to hear that he's on talking terms and they have a pretty solid relationship, him and his daughters, I was fine because for all those who don't know yet, probably a lot of people didn't know Stone Cold had kids. He's got two daughters, and they got British accents because his wife Janie was from England, the one that came up with his name. And when they went over to visit her side of the family, they stayed, and of course, you stay there long enough, you stay, yeah, you're gonna get an accent. That's why people like Madonna and all them got like you hear Madonna talk most of the time, she speak with like a British accent, like wait, what yeah, right? Then Madonna's Madonna, but yeah, but that goes for anything.
Yeah.
Like my I have a cousin who who was born up here in New York, but when he moved down to the South, he's got like a Southern accent now. Yeah, so it's like that.
My issue is, and because it's basically through WWE, that's why I've been saying like, oh man, I thought we was gonna get the stuff, kind of get stuff with Deborah's. I'm like, and that's not going to be going through, even if Austin maybe wanted to, because it's running through WWE.
Right.
That's why this alternate world one, I bet you that one's going to be whitewashed as hell.
Yeah, that's
Wow, it's funny because Dark Side of the Ring this season, there is an alternate world when they flat out said, you want to see a side alternate world that you probably don't know about. And it's like, yeah, it's not good.
Let's see. Does anybody think the Elite is like the NWO in WCW? Oh, the Elite. You talking about from AEW?
In what way?
In what way?
Because that's more of the Bullet Club.
Because yeah, that I no, I don't. I don't think they're like the NWO because they're not really running anything. They ain't. They really ain't. When with the NWO, it really looked like a takeover. Like almost everybody was joining. It really felt like, okay, these guys are coming in and taking over. The Elite are just look like a bunch of punks that just you take out the leader and they'll all go skitter away. To me, that's just me personally. You know, that's just me personally. To me, they don't they to me they ain't. I'm not. Look, I've already said my piece. I'm not the biggest. Uh, uh, what are? Why am I bugging out with names right now? I'm not a big Young Bucks fan. I really am not. I really there are times I just want somebody to spank one of these fools. Just spank them. Just because I can't really get into a lot of the just a lot of things about him. Like, okay, I like Kenny Omega, but now you got, but what's the name who's backing him? I can't stand.
Bad Don Cal.
I can't stand Don Cal. I just want somebody to knock him out. Like, knock him out, please. Shut him up. Like somebody shut him up. And you got the Good Brothers who are the Impact Tag TJ and once again this whole relationship between Impact and AEW,
the Forbidden Door.
Exactly. Don't serve nothing. It doesn't serve anything.
But another Bullet Club reunion.
Yeah, exactly. But a reunion, I think it was a terrible idea for Omega to win the title because he ain't doing jack over there. when he does, he just it's a hit and run, and that's it. And that's mostly at the end of the show. It served no purpose. They aren't. It's not really a quote unquote cultural exchange. Like you're not seeing like women from AEW saying, Jordan Grace, I challenge you to a match.
Who apparently just signed a new contract
With
Impact.
oh,
Signed a multi.
that's it's not like that. It ain't. It's not. You're not seeing uh you're not seeing Abaddon basically come over and want to face Su Young, the bride. That's not going on. And that's my problem with it.
So I think it's just Kenny.
It's just Kenny and the Good Brothers. Okay.
Another thing, I don't feel the NWO. I don't feel they have a coolness.
They don't.
When
They're
they
not
were in the limo trying to be cool. I was like, you guys just look like a bunch of dweebs.
Dweebs, exactly. As much as I love and miss Chadwick Boseman, do you think that in a year they should recast T'Challa or just go with Shuri because there are so much stories to tell with him, especially with Storm? I think personally, if it's me, I
get it.
I understand why people feel like just recast them. I get it. I do. But but with me, it's like it's a little too late in the game. This is not like Ruffalo and Ed Norton. Ed Norton only did one movie, and then they recast it.
Or even Rhodey.
Even Rhodey. One movie, then recast it. This is Chadwick Boseman did 4 movies, and so we know, okay, that's T'Challa. And to me, it just feels like if he comes in, somebody else comes in, they're always going to live in his shadows because just the whole concept of what that man did for that character. Like the one thing and everybody knows this who don't know me or know, when he came on screen, the first thing I wanted to hear him speak, and I said, if he speaks with the Queen's English, I'm gonna be pissed. And when he started speaking with that Xhosa accent, I'm like, yeah, like you forget he's an African hero. He's not African American. No, he's an African hero. And to hear him speak that, I was like, there you go. Not saying that no other actor can't do that, but it's just, to me personally, it's just late in the game. It's late in the game. And with the fact that everybody's saying Storm, 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 they haven't even incorporated the X-Men. So how could you do Storm without even incorporating that?
You could.
You could.
But it probably won't feel.
It wouldn't feel authentic. Right. It wouldn't feel authentic. Plus, the whole concept, mutants haven't even been acknowledged. So yeah, if they do go Shuri, fine. If they,
I get it. You're thinking about the legacy of the Black Panther character. That for T'Challa, there's a lot stories to tell.
Yeah, there's still a lot.
I understand from that point. What I didn't appreciate was when the body wasn't even cold,
right,
and already had people already almost like, oh, what are we doing about Black Panther? Like, man, it's not even about Chadwick. You more concerned about the dang fictional character.
Right. The whole concept. Now, the movie is called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Which almost sounds like that would be the last movie.
Yeah, but it seems like it's still going to carry the legacy, and you got to respect Kevin Feige and I'm why am I bugging out on names right now? Ryan Coogler. Hey, why am I bugging out on names?
Is Coogler or Coogler?
It's Coogler. Yeah. You gotta respect that.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, it is Coogler.
Yeah, he did in the Coogler.
Yeah, so you gotta respect that. Only time will tell what what will be right, and because if it just comes like, oh, don't support it, and we'll get like, so yeah. All right, moving on. Let me see. What was it? Okay, moving on. Henry Cavill should stick with The Witcher. He's gonna stick with the you're talking like he's done with the Witcher. He's gonna stick with that. He's gonna stick with that. But if I'm a studio and they want him in another super, if I'm Marvel, I'm Kevin Feige. We're looking for a character right now for him. Like, okay, let's start looking for, and not only put the spotlight on it, do him better than what Warner Brothers did with him. Like, yeah, literally, like, yeah, we got like, because there's always these rumors that he could be playing Hercules. I'm like, uh, he can get big. He can get big, but when you think of somebody's Hercules, you think it adds something all like really big in size and height. But there are characters I could see Henry Cavill playing in Marvel and be like, yeah, that could work. I could see it. So who knows if Marvel may do it? Marvel's like, you know what?
The guy is good.
Yeah, he's good. Like I said before, he wasn't a bad Superman. He wasn't. He had bad material, but he wasn't a bad Superman. And why am I talking like that? I don't know. Let's move on. All right, moving on. Matthew, Matthew Man. Hey, what is your preference preferred Mel Brooks movie? Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights, Young Frankenstein, Dracula, Dead and Living, or Blazing Saddle. Those are all good. But when it comes to Mel Brooks, definitely Spaceballs is up there. Love me some Spaceballs. I love Robin Hood Men in Tights. Love that movie. And Blazing Saddle. I love more. Dracula, Dead and Loving It was okay. I liked it because Leslie Nielsen. I'm a big Leslie Nielsen fan, but what was the other one? Young Frankenstein. I don't. I watched it once and I never watched it again. No, but those other movies, those three other movies, I watched. I can watch those over and over. I love those movies. Uh, do you like? Do I like what? Did you like Silent Movie History of the World Part 1 and The Producers? I don't even think I ever saw those movies. So can't tell you. Uh what's your favorite Jim Carrey role? Favorite Jim Carrey role? Well, I first remember Jim Carrey on in Living Color. That's where I first got to know him. So when he was doing like Fire Marshal Bill, cracked the hell that joke cracked me up. Of course, you got to go Ace Ventura. He killed that, and I'm hearing that he may be coming back for another one. Um, Liar Liar was great, especially his that stunt that he did when he cracked. I'm like, Jesus.
What?
Remember he beats himself
Yeah.
up. That was him. That was when he hit his cracked his head. That was legitimately him. Um, I like Dumb and Dumber. Um, I like Me, Myself, and Irene. That was funny. Um,
Cable guy.
Cable Guy. I saw Cable Guy in the movie theaters. That was funny. And that was like the first time. I think it was the first time I actually watched a Ben Stiller directed movie. People don't know Ben Stiller actually directed that movie. So I actually enjoyed that. Um, and I wasn't too fond of the Grinch. I mean, I enjoyed that he put all that makeup and did that.
The mask.
That's the one I'm looking for. The Mask, because I knew the Mask from the comic. So when he did that, that's yeah. He Jim Carrey did a comic movie. I was like, okay, and I think he nailed the Riddler. He did old school Riddler, which I didn't mind. And I like the Truman Show. I liked I liked Jim Carrey's career, how it went. I can't say how it went, because he's still around, you know. And I think he killed it as Dr. Robotnik. And the fact that when he did the real look, I was like, oh my god, the fat suit and everything. I was like, there you go. And the fact he's coming back, I'm all for it. At first, I was a little kind of thrown. I'm like, Jim Carrey is Dr. Robotnik. But then leading up to it, I'm like, all right. Probably one of my favorite lines in who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? That's hilarious, though. Now I like Jim Carrey. I'm good. Do you think who do you think is the most talented in most categories between DMX and Jay Z?
You know what's funny?
Yeah,
Because they actually used to, before they became really well known, man, they used to have rap battles together.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jay's never really starred in a lot of movies, so
Oh, no, movie.
no, just in categories, period.
Oh,
So let's delete. So if we're going movies, that's going to X because X was not a bad actor.
he just was himself.
He was just most,
He just played DMX,
you
but
know,
with a different character name.
so rapping wise, I may have to. You know what? Rapping wise, I'm still going to give it to X because I have more DMX songs that I love than Jay Z songs. I'll admit that. I'll
DMX one hit you.
and that's exactly what the point is. X's songs made me really feel what he was singing. What Jay was more like, oh yeah, I'm in the jig wood, flip, flip. Now that's yeah, I'm cool with that. That's it. Business wise, definitely Jay. I'll give that to Jay right there for sure. So overall, I still give a lot to DMX. I respect where Jay is gone now from not just being the artist and doing everything he's doing now. And I wish X had done that too. But I mean, the guy's got. I mean, no offense, X has 15 kids. Like he's got 15 kids. Like, so you can understand where that was going. But shouts out to X, rest in peace, X. YO Mount Vernon. I mean, I'm not too far from Yonkers. I am not too far from Yonkers, so I know where he grew up. I know that area. He was the man, and I was hoping that he would live. I was hoping, even when he started having his troubles, I always prayed for X, like, please just don't die, like just don't die, don't do this,
And
So
the week after we lost Black Rob.
and then you lose Black Rob, and it's just like, god damn, like what the hell? Um,
But you're not, you're not, what can I say? Oh, you're not losing no matter who you pick
right,
because
yeah,
you're picking
yeah,
top artists,
yeah,
whoever you side with.
right. You're not really losing anything because it's like no matter what.
We're not wrong for any okay.
I like for example, it's been said that artists who pass away, their record sales go up. I guarantee you, X's record
Well, that
sale.
already been proven.
Yeah,
That already proven. There was an article that went out. There was like a record of his that just went out. It was like something about X and
yeah,
just
yeah. Like I know he put out a couple of singles, and I'm like, yeah, I figured like so it's the same thing. But I just for me, I felt in terms of music wise, I felt more with X. Like you hear his songs, whether it's I'm slipping, I'm falling, like you hear that, and you like,
man. Let me tell you something.
man, like
When
you.
that Friday when the news broke out he passed away, that that's I put on Facebook too. That song hit way different after he passed.
Yeah, like when they said it, like I went on my iTunes and I was on the job and I had my earbud in my and I had a playlist of just all his songs. And I was just listening to it. I was just like, and I wasn't like bobbing my head, but you can literally see something was wrong with me, like emotionally, like I was like drained because I'm like, this dude gone now. Like it was bad. It was bad. I have not watched any movies that he's in, and I probably won't for a while because I've done that before with people I liked. That was the same thing how I was with Robin Williams. I couldn't watch any Robin Williams without me just breaking down crying. I was like, I can't. And then I finally watched the movie maybe a months after he had died. I watched Bicentennial Man, where he was the robot, and I was like, okay, I'm doing good. I can. It still bothers me. Like I think now in terms of crying, like somebody I loved, like I can't get through anything Stan Lee without breaking down and crying. Like I'll get up, I'm like, I can't. It's hard. Marvel just did that trailer of showing all the movies and stuff and whose voice was being played. I was like, I can't get through. I had to turn that off for a while. It's like, oh, Jesus. What's going?
Darby Allen, he responded to Miro. And Miro said, the man who doesn't mind dying meets the man who doesn't mind killing him. He's like, do you know who you are, Miro? You show up the hottest free agent just to talk about video games and be some best man. I'm like, oh, man. He got a point. He got a point. Now we getting killer Miro.
Yeah, now Terrell Dickinson, do you think we're get a basically are you saying do you think we'll ever get another Hulk movie?
That Universal stuff.
That Universal thing is weird. I don't get it. Like I really don't get this whole Universal stuff because once again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. What I was always and I've heard experts say it. The only way these studios will keep their license is if they make movies. That's the only way. Somehow Hulk and Namor and all of them are stuck in with Universal. It's ridiculous. I hope we do. If not, it's just weird. What if they made the Avengers into a musical? They make everything, and Spider-Man was made into a musical.
Wait a minute. I thought there was a musical play of the Avengers.
No, I don't think.
No, it was called Marvel something, but it basically felt like all the Avengers in there.
One of the people complaining that Sam became Captain America is a famous YouTuber named Eric July, who always complains about Marvel film. See, Eric July. That's his name, Eric July. I'm gonna look this dude up right now. I swear, if he looks like a Eric July, Eric July. What's he look? I know this. I know him. No. You know what? I can't. No. He just put up one about about what's the name being casted as Red Sonja, Injustice to Redheads.
Wait, what is Injustice to Redheads?
The actress who's gonna play Red Sonja, who played she's not redhead. Red Sonja's a redhead. So basically he's saying like
so wait. Because she's not a natural redhead?
She's not a natural redhead. And so they should have casted somebody.
Wait, okay. Is Rogan Gown a natural redhead?
No.
She was casted.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Red Sonja. But thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So if I'm not mistaken, how do they when they draw Red Sonja's hair? Is it looks like a natural redhead, or it looks like how the anime series had Mary Jane, where it's like that looks like your hair has to be dyed to be that red.
It's fiery red. Like that's why she's called the she devil.
So it wouldn't be red anyway. It wouldn't be a natural red anyway.
Like I know him, and I don't agree with him already. I watched a little bit of his video on something, and I was like, I'm done. Like I couldn't even get through the whole thing.
So it's an injustice to redheads.
Okay.
So basically, Charlie Cox, I don't know. It'd be like, if Charlie Cox is not Catholic, casting him was an injustice to Catholics.
Yeah.
You should have found it. Be like, I want you to be Daredevil. But question, what's that?
Are you
Are you
Catholic?
Catholic? No, you
Yeah.
can't get the role.
Yeah, girl. I answered that about Invincible already. I did watch it. Yeah. You think they should make another Image comic, cartoon animation? I would love to see them go more, do the same thing with like they did with Invincible. Like I love to see the Haunt. I would love to see maybe a new version of Savage Dragon, uh, Astonishing Werewolf, Wolfman. I would love to see, I guess, Spawn, and Witchblade. You know, I'd like to see animation version of that. So yeah, I would. Toby O. Okay. Hey man, how you doing? There you go. See you, Chris. Gotta run. Thank you for coming through. Once again, I appreciate everybody donating to the cause of Make a Wish. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Uh, who is the best to you between Big L, Biggie, Pun, Big Daddy Kane?
This is all the bigs.
It's all the bigs. Uh, I like them all. I grew up with all of them, but I'm gonna go. I still am gonna go Biggie. Apparently, they had something deeper planned with the character of Callie, but the pandemic changed a lot of. Yeah, I know that. I know, but I know about all that the stuff that they took out because of the pandemic. What is the best Resident Evil to you? Ooh, I think 4, because that changed the game right there. That really changed everything, and it was like, okay, this over the shoulder look works. None of this. Okay, I'm gonna aim. No, no. How did I die? I shot him. That's how the.
Six came out.
Yeah, but we're not talking about.
Yeah, I know, but without 4, you don't get 5 and 6
right
the way you do.
But 4 definitely is one of them. I like 5. I know I hear a lot of people say they don't like 5. I like 5. And some of the reasons for not liking 5 is the obvious, and I'm like,
Probably
2 is good too. I definitely. What God of War game had the best commentary, dialogue, storyline, and gameplay to you? I'll say definitely the current one, last one. That definitely, to me, I definitely say the last one. And the reason why, because I was just getting so tired of Kratos. I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm gonna kill you. I'm angry. Like, and when you think about it, a lot of the stuff that was happening is like, you caused it. Like, you caused it, fool. Like, why should I care about you? The last one, and I didn't even finish the last one. Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. That one made me care. I'm caring about older Kratos and his relationship with his son. I'm like, yeah, give me more of that Kratos. I'll take that. But Kratos before and all that, like first game, I'm like, okay, yeah, Ares, you dick. You kind of caused that. But then once he became the new God of War, and then he just wanted more power. and all this other stuff.
That was a villain.
And he became a villain, and I'm like, what? Why should I care? So definitely the last one, God of War. Um, do you do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? I would love to see you reactions to such a funny. I've never watched that. Sat down and really watched that. I've seen clips of it, but I never watched it. I don't know. I wasn't that I didn't. I hated it. I just didn't watch it. Yeah, I know it got my man Danny DeVito on it, but I just never watched it. I've seen clips like the clip with the karate scene. That was funny as hell. But I've never really watched it. Never really watched that show. It's not that I hate it. You just never watched it. Maybe I'll watch it, sometime when I'm just in the mood. It's like I didn't even watch uh what's the show with on CBS that used to be on how no, is that no How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. I didn't watch that either. So next up, what Tomb Raider game was the most entertaining, assuming fun, exciting, and full of energy to you? Well, you got to also put into mind that I stopped playing a lot of Tomb Raider games uh pretty much after they left, I think, PlayStation 1. Um I stopped playing a lot of Tomb Raider until they rebooted the character and gave her more feel that I was okay, I like this. She actually felt like a character. Um so I'm definitely gonna go with the reboots because I stopped playing a lot of when they were on PS2 and all the other ones on X. I stopped. So yeah, sorry, I did. Um, okay, if Cobra Kai, if Johnny ever marries Miguel's mom, that means Miguel and Robbie will become stepbrothers. How do you imagine their reactions? Not good. It's not good at all. Um, Travis, do you think Dan Slott needs needs? Okay, could you put needs to need be more professional on Twitter? Needs to be more professional on Twitter. Yeah, I think he should stop sicking his little squad on people. Like I've seen it happen to a friend of mine. Like he sicked them on him. I'm like, yeah, okay. I've met the man. Okay, I've met the man, and I had to keep in check, be more professional with him because I wanted to say some real like, why'd you stay on that book too long? Why you do this? Blah, 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 da, 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 da. Like I had to be very professional with him. I kept my cool, and so he should too. No. Uh, what do you think of bands like Evanescence, Hellstrom, and Within Temptation? Never listened to anything with Temptations. Hellstrom, I've listened to two songs and I like. Evanescence, I'm a big Evanescence fan. Amy Lee, that woman, that woman ain't human. So I can say, like, when she looks at you, look like she's staring into your soul. I don't care what anybody says. She's hot, but it's like, don't stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Like, just do a staring contest with her. You lose. I guarantee you'll lose. Uh, Walker Danger, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, or Family Matters. Which did you like more? I watched them both. So
That's easy for me.
yeah, well, yeah, okay. That's Fresh Prince, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Um, I man, I want to say Family Matters, but I like Fresh Prince too. This is hard. This is hard because I watched them both from beginning to end. I watched them both from beginning to end, so I know what they were like. Um, and and there's a an episode of Unsung coming on with Jaleel White now, and he talks about his role as Steve Urkel, which was only supposed to be a one and done character, turned into he became the biggest star on that show, the main character. And I saw a little clip of it, and he talked about he was not really welcomed on that, and I'm like, ugh. And I could probably understand that because what was the show supposed to really be about? I'm family. It's supposed to be about I say a upper middle class black family living in Chicago. No.
No.
What?
The show was about his recognition.
Oh, shut up. Okay, stop. And so yeah, and it changed. Soon as Urkel, all right, stop.
That dude is
Yeah,
backing.
that dude is yes. Whoever I really I really got to look into whoever was the composer of a lot of '90s family shows. That dude is banking. That dude probably got anytime his shows come on, he's probably getting royalty checks every time. And you know it was him because he had that raspy voice. You listen to him.
Can't tell if he white or black.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't tell if he was white or black. So it was like, don't matter what color he is, he's banking. Look at Step by Step. Susan, dreams condition, where's not? Or Full House. That was him. You know, he's banking. That dude's banking. I'm dead. That dude's banking. Dude's banking. All right, keep going on. Let's move on. Um, I'm, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Who do you? All right. Who do you think? What do you think of Natalie Portman, Kat Denning, Scarlett Johansson, Christina Hendrick, and Selma Hayek?
At first, I was thinking we're getting an all MCU.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, I've seen them all. Um, I've seen Natalie Portman when she was that. So I've seen her grow into the woman that she is now. Kat Denning is fine. I'm not talking sexually because I know that's where everybody's mind goes. Yes, she is very thick. I ain't gonna lie, baby girl is thick. Christina Hendrick is thick. Very beautiful woman. I ain't gonna lie. I love me some Scarlett Johansson. I love her. She gets more credit for me now after I heard her dropping knowledge of Nas and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, this girl from New York. Yeah. And of course, Selma Hayek. I've said it before. I will pick her over anybody. Like in terms of like hotness, she don't look like she's fucking aged a bit. You talk about
Don't it look like Tabitha just got thicker?
she got thicker, and it's not even like that nasty thickness.
And I'm like, oh, she let herself.
She let herself. No, she still looked like drool coming out your mouth. Like baby girl is beautiful. Not saying, and all these women that you just named, Matthew, they're all beautiful, but I've I can't say anything bad about them. There's some roles that I think Scarlett shouldn't have done. You know, Ghost in the Shell shouldn't have done that, but you know,
she should have never done that just to save herself from not being, because I think that movie was gonna be shit if without her.
Yeah. But I love Scarlett.
So it's actually a good thing. Who they wanted to be major? Who the people were photoshopping to be major?
I forgot it, but I know Ming Na was up in there.
Ming Na, no, just stay away. You can't trust Hollywood with these damn things.
Long time no see. Remember Degeneration Shenanigan. I wait a minute. I okay, now I know you. Okay, yes. It has been a long time. Even if Henry Cavill gets a sequel, it will almost be 10 years after the man still. It ain't happening. They ain't getting he ain't doing anything no more.
Hey, so it's like, hey, you mean the Man of Steel sequel that was supposed to happen,
Yeah.
but it got bumped for BVS?
Is this really your last stream? Are you retiring from YouTube? No, I'm just it's no, I'm not. I just did it as an experiment, guys. I was seeing if people were gonna read it or and what they were gonna think of it. And it looks like people are reading into it. Like, oh, he's gone? No, I'm not. I'm fine.
What are you doing?
He's just really doing it. No, I'm not going anywhere. Not yet. Do you prefer villains that have selective targets of who they kill, rob, steal, kidnap, pickpocket, etc., etc.? Or do you like kinds of villain activities? I don't like any what villains do. Let's put that out there. I don't like anything a villain do. But to me, a good villain to me has to make the hero better. You know what I'm saying? Like a villain. Okay, here's an example of a villain that didn't do crap. Like I said, I'm trying not to curse. Um, y'all ever see the movie Last Boy Scout? Damon Wayans, Bruce Willis. Good movie. You should watch it. Real good. Shame that they never did another movie together. Anyway, there's a
Look like they did set up a sequel.
yeah, this episode. There was a character in there called Milo. He was supposed to be the big bad hitman, whatever. The second big bad to Noble Williamson's character.
Yes, Mark Allen.
You watch the actor who plays him. If you see Milo, you look at the actor, you're like, well, I know that actor. That's that comedian. Now, you watch him throughout this whole movie. If your hero, sorry, I got loud right there. What the heck? If your hero don't take him seriously, or anybody takes him seriously, what does that do?
And it doesn't feel as though it's a character growth where because I forget which villain was President take them seriously, and the whole growth for that villain is they do something where now, oh yeah, now take them seriously.
Milo, the whole concept of Milo was like he would pronounce your name fully, like formally. Like for example, like if he was my villain, he would call me Christopher, like hello Christopher, instead of Chris. He was doing that like through the whole thing. Damon Wayne's name was Jimmy. Well, James. Jimmy is short for James, but he was like, "You must be James." Or Bruce Willis' character is named Joe Hallenbeck, but his full name is Joseph. Hello, Joseph. You think you're so cool. You'll think you're so effing cool.
And there's the thing: the formality of a villain can come across.
That could come off, yes.
Like sinners,
but he's coming off like a pussy. Like even sticking this little pick fork, the little switchblade. What would you do? Like, because then one point Bruce Willis even said, "Go F yourself," and that's not nice. And I'm listening. I'm like,
that's why I wasn't supposed to.
Like, or he's like, "Hey, mother effer, I got your daughter."
You back up. Pressure, how much of a hot?
How much of a hot dick? I'm like, this dude.
The final fight,
the final. Yes, usually when the big bad villain and the hero come together, it's usually this long-winded fight, like back and forth. You seeing the best of the best, right? Here you got this fool. Not even like he gets you effing, and then he starts shooting. Then he's fighting. He pulls out that stupid little knife again. Still gets beat up, and then throws the gun. You effing a-hole, and then he loses. So then, and then he gets and after that, it's over. And then Bruce Willis' basic character said, "I told you again. Wow, I hit you again." You touch me again, what? I'll kill you. And it's just, and it was over. And it's like, that's your villain. Get the hell out of
And
here.
it doesn't help that with Milo, if you take out when he calls um, Billy Blanks'
Yeah, yeah,
character,
right.
if you take that out, he doesn't come into the movie. I think within maybe like the last 30 minutes of the
Right.
movie.
Yeah, so yeah, whatever, man. Like, go on with that garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You effing asshole. Okay. Um, how would you like to see a black cat and car car woman interact? Who's car woman?
That's supposed to be Catwoman.
Catwoman. Uh, if that's supposed to be Catwoman, okay. Uh, I think they would somewhat get along. I mean, because I think Catwoman would be a little bit disappointed with Black Cat because she kind of went straight and arrow. Like she really legitimately went straight for a while before the whole punching and then she went became like this crime boss, which is stupid. I think
So forced.
yeah, so for I think yeah they would somewhat be okay. Tony Bennett, Wesley Snipes has to appear in the Blade movie with Ali, whether as an ally, villain, or cameo. Don't you agree? I think they might. If he doesn't, it's not going to hurt the movie. But I think Wesley should be Jamal, the original, the real person that trained Blade to be a vampire. It was no Whistler. Whistler was not real. And if you look at Marvel's track record, they usually stay more true to the source. So I'm guarantee you, when Phase 5 comes around and we get that first Blade trailer, I guarantee you we're gonna see the real person that trained Blade, not Whistler. I feel that way, but I still feel he should be in. Um, do you think? Who do you think? Who do you like better, Blade, Luke Cage, or Black Panther? I'm staying out of this because I like them both. I like them all. I'm not even going there. For Doctor Strange sequel, Bruce Campbell will probably make a cameo. Sam Raimi loves to put him in a movie. Who do you think he will be? Who do you think? Who do you think he will appear? Of course, Bruce Campbell. I'll watch anything with Bruce Campbell. And yeah, him and Sam Raimi are good friends. So yeah, he'll probably show up in
Yeah, man,
something.
how could you not be? We got Sam Raimi freaking knocked into him with a damn motorbike.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how they got that shot
yeah,
of Evil Dead at the end.
yeah,
Sam Raimi was on a
yeah. He's a,
like, oh,
Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, or Chris Rock in terms of comedy. That's tough too because they all did their thing.
uh, out of the three,
Yeah,
go with Eddie.
you go okay.
Go with it because, but Dave Chappelle for me, it wasn't until the Dave Chappelle show,
Mm,
which came what early 2000s.
yeah, I think yeah.
Eddie, it's 80s, 90s, and Chris Rock, I
Chris
like.
Rock was his like
Right.
Eddie was his mentor.
So, and I think David Chappelle is going to be Bubba.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Matthew Mann, what formats or formation of Planet of the Apes are you into in any way, shape, form, or color? Are you talking about like what they look like? The originals are good, but I did appreciate the later ones where Andy Circuit and all of them. I did appreciate those where his Caesar felt like still an ape that evolved into something more. It was really saddening to see him die. But it was almost like he died for a cause. And sometimes you forget that was Andy Serkis even voicing him because sounded so different. He's like, "Geez, that's him." Ape. Like, um, but don't get me wrong, the practical effects always work too. You know, you see, like even the remake that Tim Burton did, like that was really cool to see all of them get into that ape makeup, like Michael Clark Duncan and Carrie, he was in it, and I'm forgetting who played the one that respected um, respected Mark Wahlberg's character, and he kissed her at the end. That was everybody made a big deal out of that too. Like when he kissed her. Anyway, moving on. For playing such a hated character in 6 episodes, we have to give credit to Russell Wind acting for playing U.S. Agent. The man delivered. What do you think? Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I think once again, people, the idiots out there who are threatening this man, y'all need to go bug off. And I want to curse so badly, and but y'all stupid.
No, man. No, Mr. Well said.
You didn't deserve that crap.
Got some of the best lines in that series. Watch for all their knives.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
There's nothing on it.
Uh, let's see. No. One worst comic book Bendis wrote. Superior Spider-Man. I could throw that right up in there. I didn't like. I don't like it. Matthew, man, do you prefer comic books, graphic novels, mangas? All this stuff I've answered before, and I've said I like them all. So that's not even a question to be asking me. Uh, uh, what do you think of the casting for Red Sonja? I'm fine with it. You can't judge because of what she looks like now. First of all, let's see what she looks like when she bulks up. Okay, she gonna hit them weights because this is Red Sonja we're talking about, who don't wear a lot. Okay, she's wearing chain metal.
Do you think that they are going to
Like
tone
tone
that
that. They'll probably have her wear some pants or something, but still show off her physique. She because the same that's the same thing that happened when they first said Rose McGowan. I was like, really? And then I saw her at the 2000, I think it was 9 or so, San Diego. Whenever that San Diego Comic Con was, and I'm like, she is giant. What the hell was she doing? And that guy was interviewing her, and she was taller than the interviewer. And I'm like, she was like not tall, but she was wide. Like you could see, like she was powerlifting. She did something, and she was like, "Yeah, well, I just finished horse training. I'm gonna do sword training." I'm like, she looks gigantic. So now we're just gonna have to see the same thing. I was talking to this guy on Facebook, how he going all, no, no, she's the Sir Sonya is 6 feet tall and everything like that, and I'm like, dude, if these comic movies stayed accurate with the height, you then they would have got a taller actress to play Carol Danvers. They would have got a shorter actor to play Wolverine because none of them are the height. Brie Larson is only 5'7". You know how tall Carol Danvers? She's nearly 6 feet tall. She's 5'11", 6 feet tall. Gal Gadot would have got a taller actor to play Wonder Woman. She ain't 6 feet. Like I literally like that's you can't. You're judging on height. That's wrong thing to do. Yes, I've even
unless
yeah
the height is a big
yeah
part of their comprehension. Luke Cage, I'm not expecting somebody to be 5'5", and then Luke Cage is like, no, Luke Cage, no, he's got to be
right.
big.
Okay, yeah, but with Sonya, with Red Sonja, they never truly put the emphasis on her height. They put the emphasis on her ferocity. Storm, yes. Now, Storm, her height always had a meaning, but but Red Sonja was it was always about this is the same woman that can stand toe to toe or stand on equal grounds with Conan. That's saying more than her
Her skill.
her skill. It's more about her skill level, not her height. And I even kind of was like, okay, you want to get technical with her height and everything like that. I was like, okay, well, technically she's 5'11, 130 pounds. Okay. You want to go there? But I was just like, that right there is what one of the things about our community I don't like. Like, you're going about her height. Like, will you're judging on just casting. That now we've all been accused of doing that. No, God knows I have, but you got to wait to the final product and see where it goes. And that's the problem. And that's the point. Um, so moving on. What what would Ryu of Street Fighter think of Shang-Chi and vice versa? Uh, respect. Respect. I think Ryu would actually want to fight Shang-Chi and vice versa. I think test his skill against the guy. If Monica Rambeau ever takes the mantle of Captain Marvel, do you think Carol should take the name of Warbird? No, they won't do that. What comic would you? This is from oh my god, who is this from? Yeah, but Urban Dragon. Excuse me. City. I'm bugging out right names. I'm dropping names right now. I'm really. I didn't eat. I'm probably that's my. I didn't eat anything. Sin. Sin Quan. There we go. Uh, Kin. Excuse me. What comic would you like to see done in live action next? That Marvel has not that are not Marvel or DC. Anything Valiant. I want to see. Well, they are going to do a Shadow Man. I like to see Ninjak. I like to see. I'd like to see another Shadow movie. If not a movie, a TV series. Shadow, Dick Tracy. I mean, I'm going old school. The Phantom. Um, I know they're working on the new Turtles. Uh, you know what would be cool? A Ojimbo movie. Usagi Ojimbo movie. That would be really cool. I'd love to see that. Them try to, show, samurai rabbit. That'd be kind of cool. Um, you prefer Norse, Greek, Roman, or Persian mythology? It's mostly a tie between Norse and Greek because Romans are is mainly just copy. If you look at the Roman gods compared, they're just copies of the Greek gods. They just with different names. They have the same stories, and it's like no Persian. All right, but if you'd have thrown Egyptian in there, it would have been yeah. So it's a tie between Norse and the Norse mythology is scary. Like you read a lot of the Norse mythology of what was going. That's scary. There's some stuff in that is scary. Snake Eyes versus Agent 47. Who you think would win and how much? How would the fight go? Well, Agent 47 is more of a sniper. He's more of an assassin. We don't really see Agent 47 use hand-to-hand combat too much.
Then I don't know how he is with swords.
So yeah, and he's not unbeatable. He still can get hurt. Um, Snake Eyes is skilled, and
I like the movie. Agent 47 doesn't like to. I'm not saying he doesn't like, but his preference is not
being seen.
being seen and
Exactly.
going guns a blazing.
Right.
And the movies,
Yeah, movies. Movies, they really kind of weird.
like a swerve or
Yeah.
whatever.
The last the 8047 is a hitman. He's not known. He's not supposed to be seen. But I still give it to Snake Eyes.
So you should have said you should have said my opinion. You should have said Snake Eyes and Genji. But then
Oh,
again, I would like to see them team up.
right.
Genji from Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch. This is from Walker Danger. Uh, did you see the movie The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio uh and Tom Hardy? Good movie based on the truth. Yeah, I did watch The Revenant. It's a good movie. That I think it first and foremost for me, being that I have indigenous uh blood and in my family, it was great to see them portray the indigenous people a lot better. It's still terrible. You saw some of them getting raped, but I love that some of them got even. I was like, yeah, they got them. I'm not gonna go there, but the scene, of course, that everybody talks about is the bear attack, and Jesus Christ, if that is legit a bear attack, like that would be kind of how a bear would attack. You know,
It's not pretty.
it's not pretty and it's dangerous because it morally just counts on you also got to put into factor just how strong these animals are. Like I was listening to wildlife biologist Forrest Galante talk about it. Their teeth are sharp, but no, it's not as much as he said, not as sharp, like just as sharp as a dog's. But it's just the force and the strength that they're using is what really kills. I mean, and watching that after he got mauled the first time, he should have just stayed dead, like just play dead. No, he gonna get up and see where it and try to shoot it. And that bear just said,
Looks like you want some.
"You want some more?" Like, but I think a lot of people. It was a female, and you can hear the babies if you turn it up. Like you can hear it. So that was just a mother, just being a mother protecting her cubs. It's just protect. It wasn't about food, and just to see that he crawled all the way to civilization, that's crazy. You know, but yeah, it was a good movie. It really is. That was the movie that won him. Finally got that Oscar. Uh, but yeah, I
that he needed.
yeah, exactly. Not that he needed it.
For us to be. Oh yeah, we now validate
Yeah,
Leonardo
like
DiCaprio.
that's the one thing that I don't care about. I don't care about if you got awards and everything. I think my man uh uh I was about to say Phil Collins. Uh Bill Murray said it the best, and he talked about awards. Like I don't know if word for word, but he said why he doesn't care about awards and don't need them. It basically comes down to it doesn't validate his work. It is Ice Cube even said like you get a pat on the back and everything like that. It's great, but it's it's not about that. So yeah, but it was the movie that won an award, and it's fine. But it was a good movie, and I was glad that he he got Tom Hardy. I hated Tom Hardy in that. I was like, he better die. I was like, that mother better die. After what he did, I was like, yeah. Um, let's see. Next up, have you? This is from Tony Montana. Have you heard of the so-called controversy that red-haired comic book characters are being race swapped into black characters? No, but I guess because of MJ and Red Sonja, because the actress who's gonna be Red Sonja, she is biracial. I whatever.
No, this is where part of me is like, is this the cons of PCism
Right.
that I get representation, but it's like I didn't know. Man, no disrespect, but it's almost like, man, things seem as though you were annoying. We thought redheads was like a race.
Right. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love redheads.
Yes.
Redheads are my kryptonite.
Yes.
That's my kryptonite right there. I see a redhead. I'm definitely looking like, oh, redhead. You know, uh, gotta love them. Redheads, gotta love them. Uh, but nah, I ain't getting into that. Did you hear that Wayne T. Carr was supposed to be John Stewart in the DCEU? Yeah, I seen images of that he was gonna be Green Lantern in Justice League. Whatever. Kuma, do you think Doctor Doom can defeat the Justice League? Yep. Yep. Do you think we will get a Dark Ninja Turtle series like the Daredevil series on Netflix?
Ooh,
Uh,
that's a really
that's
good
a good
question.
question because we're talking about the Mirage run, the original run, where they were not really joking around, jokey jokey. The closest we got to that was the original. That was the closest we got to kind of homage to the Mirage run, which I love. That's why I will always say the 90s movie is the best Ninja Turtles movie, period. Practical effects, guys in suits, don't care. It was the best. It did what it needed to do. It stayed true to the whole character. These are brothers, their family, you know, and of course when they did that the animated run, the animated one, which was good too. But yeah, then the sequels, then the other sequels just got more comedic. They started adding more comedic parts to it. But I don't know what Seth Rogen is doing with that new one. I doubt it be, but I would love to see them do a Ninja Turtle series.
Wait, Seth Rogen's doing?
Yeah, Seth Rogen's is, I think he's producing it. I would love to see a Ninja Turtles where it's really focused on the dark, the Mirage run, where it's dark and gritty. You know, where when they fought Shredder, man, these guys were stabbing him and
I just think that there's been now so many,
it's like 40 years. I mean, the turtles are like 40 over 40 years old.
but yeah, like them in the real public eye, they've just been so known to really catering towards
Kids.
kids,
Yeah.
but more of you hear they have a good time with
Yeah.
the turtles.
Yeah.
That for you to do that, you have to set it right then and there. Almost have like a thing.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, like a disclaimer. You know, this is the turtles before the turtles that you know of.
Yeah, see, this is
You
where
have to
this
make it known that yes,
yeah,
this is it's not just a turtle you never seen before. This was the turtles before
right.
you knew who the turtles were.
To me, this would the way that would have to be done is if Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman truly got control and was like, no, we're doing it this way. They also that the license wasn't under Nickelodeon, and there's like, no, we're doing it this way. Like we're not doing it. That's the only way I can see them doing that. Uh, what was that? Oh, Caroline. Some people are wanting Daisy Riley to play Jessica Drew, Spider Woman. What do you think? Well, I hope they do get a British actress to play her because Jessica Drew is British. So I hope they do get. Uh, I'm still hoping Kate Beckinsale takes that role, but it is me. It is what it is. Uh, I know a lot of people like. I mean, there was even talk that she was going to be Batwoman, Batgirl. Excuse me, Daisy Riley. So it is. We'll see what it is. Um, who is the best artist that ever came out of Cash Money Records and Young Money Records? I don't care about any of them, so sorry.
Wouldn't that be Lil
Yeah,
Wayne?
little. Yeah, but I don't really listen to them too much.
Yeah, but you listen to
I
Lil Wayne
mean, little.
enough
I'm
that
not. I,
I
I
think by
would.
default be
I'd
Lil
say yeah
Wayne.
by default, but and Young Money. Mm,
Wasn't
uh,
Young Money his
I
group?
think that was his group, and mm, uh, Star Wars Finn character was a disappointment. Especially because what it's supposed to have meant. Yeah, of course. Um, and the way they advertised him, yeah, it was supposed to be more. It should have been more. What do you think is more effective? This is Matthew Mann again. Spider-Man Spider Sense or Daredevil's Radar Sense? More effective. That's actually, and see, now you put me on the spot because that's my number one and my number two favorite Marvel characters. Uh, Here's the thing. Daredevil's radar sense or his super sense is it's like a bat. Like okay, it's like a bat. Like his all his senses are heightened, superhuman. So there are some, if you want to get technical, there are some complications to having it. Like which I will appreciate what they did in the first movie, like just going like that, ding, and he's all yeah. Like I didn't like it too much, but I appreciate like yeah, somebody with super extra hearing that should hurt them. Like that's why he had to sleep in in a tub. Like I get that. I'm still gonna go somewhat spider sense, even though it's not. It only works if it's direct danger to him. If he comes close to some kind of danger, it goes off. But still, it's still the point. He doesn't really know where the danger's coming from. So that's where his other awareness sense, your awareness has to come in. So I'm still going to give it to Spider Sense, but it's a close. The radar sense still is close, but I'll definitely get his Spider Sense. Uh, Going next, Green Arrow versus Taskmaster. Who do you think would win in a fight? Taskmaster. What do you think New York City should have a Disney World, Universal Studios, Six Flags, SeaWorld, Knott's Berry Farm, or Legoland? New York City. First of all,
Who said this?
this is Matthew Mann again.
Matthew, are you from New York
Are
City?
you from New York City, Matthew? Because you should know better than that. Because one, the closest Six Flags is in Jersey. Okay, there ain't enough. The only way I can see them doing some kind of other kind of like theme park is if you start going northern New York, because Manhattan is not. You can't have a Legoland. I could probably see them doing like a. That's fine because the Toys R Us that used to be that was huge, and then they shut it down, and then it ended. But this is New York City we're talking.
I feel like there's a reason for there's so much closed up surface area and everything in New York City that if there's any reason for why we wonder why there is not a football stadium for the New York Giants or Jets in New York City, there's why. You would have to take down some stuff.
Yeah, you would have to take down. No.
The biggest thing there for this arena is Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden.
man. Yeah, that's it. And I don't think they would want. I mean,
and also the parking.
Yeah,
the congestion of New York City.
The New York City is already congested as it is.
I don't understand when people try to get these fast cars in New York City. Where are you gonna go? You can't get full speed.
Like this is kind of a weird question because first of all, SeaWorld, I care too. And the reason why I say that I can care too about SeaWorld is because after watching documentary on SeaWorld and that's the stuff they SeaWorld is not a good place. I'm like, nope. You can tell that from just watching the killer whales. You can see they ain't happy to be there. Like, look at their dorsal fins. It's down. If a Once again, this is just shows some knowledge of reading. And if a killer whale's orca's dorsal fin is up, that means they're healthy, they're happy, they all that. If it goes down, they're not happy. And you understand why they attack some of their. I don't want to be here. Leave me alone. Like stuff like that. It's not a conservation. It's prison. Um, Universal Studios, like no,
In New York City, no.
no. I mean, no. Okay. Anyway, like I said, Six Flags. You got to go to Jersey. That's the closest. Um, and like I said before, New York City, no. If they wanted to make some theme park or anything, you got to go outside the city to do that. Anyway, do you think they will put Nightmare or Mephisto in the Doctor Strange sequel? I've heard Nightmare's in it. I've heard that there are going to be multiple villains in the sequel, Multiverse of Madness. I don't mind that. I'm looking forward to seeing Miss America because she's going to be in it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Wanda's going to do. Matthew Mann again. Do you see Kirsten Dunst as a decent actress? Yay or nay, or don't know? I've Kirsten Dunst I've watched since she was a little girl. Okay, that's the thing. I've seen Kirsten Dunst since she was boop, way little. And the first movie I think I saw her in was Interview with the Vampire. And whoa, she stole the show in that over Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. And then you watch her grow and get older. I will say that I don't think she was a good Mary Jane. To me, I don't.
But then again, she wasn't. But then again, the material for that merging wasn't all that engaging.
Right. So, but she
But sorry, but just want to say, I don't think that was direct. I don't think that had to do with the script. What the F was wrong with her in that lunch scene? Do you love me? And kiss me. I ain't kiss you. Look sedated.
Oh, you talking about the sequel? Yeah, when they were in the bistro. Yeah.
Like, what is bad with you?
Anyway, yeah, I do think she's a decent actress. She's good at what she does, but I don't hate her. Like I said, I've watched Kirsten Dunst since she was a little girl, man. Like it's almost like I watched her grow up. So it's cool. Um, Matthew Mann again. What do you think about Speed Chopper rappers like Twista, Tech Nine, Crazy Bones, and Busta Rhymes? Three of them are three of those the people that you just mentioned. I like them. I like Crazy Bone. I like Bone Thugs. I like Crazy Bone. I like Twista. And the reason why I like them, even though they're speed rappers, you can at least still grasp and understand what they're not going. Like, what? Like, wait, what you say? Like, and even Busta, he's not necessarily as that's not his forte in all his career. Like, he wasn't always like a lot of his songs. He slows it down, but then there's some he gets real fast. He up the tempo. But yeah, that's more of like Twista and people like that. I do like Twista. You know, um. So okay, moving on. Try to Okay, so guys, get your last questions because I'm gonna start running through them now. All right. Anyway, where was we? Okay, so next is okay. Mephisto could be the interesting idea. Be a purpose of Wanda. Sorry. Uh, Better. Okay, you just talking between Matthew. Okay, between Walt Disney, Warner Brothers, Nickelodeon, DreamWorks. What company do you see is what do you see as the least child friendly? Warner Brothers. Okay. Invincible versus Superboy Prime. Who do you think will win Superboy Prime? Um, Apparently, the Eternals will have the most real sets in the MCU since the director is a big nature space. Do you think this will help evolve the MCU? Who relies a lot on CGI? The Not really. MCU doesn't rely too much on CGI. Too much outside of like the like planets. You gotta remember also they be on different planets and stuff, so that's different. Rick between Rick James and James Brown, who do you think who do you find the most listenable?
What?
What? Wait, what? You mean who do I find more I can listen to? That,
No, it's just I out
yeah.
of those two, equal.
Equal, yeah. Like
Right?
that's um third age Spawn versus the Mask. Who would win? I'm going Spawn. Okay. Um, Travis asked me. Travis, Black Panther 2. I think they should use the character Kevin Casper Cole. Why? He's not even. It depends. I'm not even gonna go into that one. What was the best Star Trek episode to you? That's a hard question right there. That's too long. Uh, if you were in the Cowboy Bebop universe, which character would you want to meet, and who would you want to, and who you don't want to meet? Uh, that's a tough. That's easy. Edward. I like Edward. Who would I want? Don't want to meet? Vicious. There you go. Um, in Cobra Kai, how much do you bet that they're going to be a big fight during the prom dance between Miyagi Do, Eagle Fang, and Cobra Kai? Pretty much. That's even said. What did you think of Rockefeller artist Beanie Siegel, Vince's Bleak, and the Young Guns? Okay. I had some favorite songs. Blue Beetle versus Annihilus. Annihilus would kill Jaime. Um, what makes better? Who makes better beats and productions? Dr. Dre, Kanye West, Just Beats, Eminem, Just Blaze, Cool and Dre, Little John, David Banner, RZA, DJ Quick, DJ from or DJ Premier. God damn.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, I'm a bit thrown off because when you bring up Eminem, bring up Kanye West, but okay, Cool and Dre, Dr. Dre, just Blaze,
Mm-hmm.
just Blaze. Who else he said?
Uh, David Banner, Little John, RZA, DJ Quick,
But
DJ Premier.
I don't recall Eminem being a beat person
Yeah,
and making his own beat.
makes it own.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna I will
omit.
this is yours, but I
Yeah,
will
no,
name
I.
anybody that
Yeah,
is not known for
I
beat.
will. Yeah,
That's a producing wise.
yeah.
I'm thinking
Produce.
you got Dre, yeah.
Yeah,
You got
Dre's is his get a beat from Dre is like half a mil.
I'm just saying no
Like,
respect. Leaving out Timberland.
yeah. What about Tim? Yeah, you forget Tim, like Timberland right off the bat. I actually like them all. Like I love a Just Blaze. Once you hear that Just Blaze, like I'm cool. You forget Green Lantern up there. Like, see, there's a bunch of people you omitting. Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner versus Thanos. Thanos. Remember, Thanos. Kyle still has to charge that ring. Once that ring is Kaputski, like yeah. Uh, the actor who plays Miguel in Cobra Kai would be interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if he gets played as he plays Jaime Reyes. Uh, Matthew. Okay, here we go again. Who would you choose? Uh, would you ever choose to live in Texas like Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, or Amarillo? Uh, I wouldn't mind visiting Texas, but I don't know if I would want to live there because all hurricanes and stuff, and Twisters come through there.
And I'm not gonna lie, I would be concerned with a heavy conservative state
Right.
like Texas,
Yeah, I
especially
would.
being a black.
Yeah, I
I know, look,
would.
and I know there's plenty of
Yeah,
black people that, especially in Houston, live
Houston.
very
Yeah,
well,
yeah, but
but
I
Texas is very conservative,
yeah,
too conservative for me.
that's weather wise, that's one of the things like twisters and things like that coming through deep south. I don't know about because I don't know. I just can't like. There's a part of my mind that's like every Texas. I'm gonna run into somebody that's gonna piss me off or just want
But
to start
you
something.
give me some great
Just
Southern
yeah, you give
hospitality.
me something, I'll be fine. Um, Matthew again. Who do you think? Who do you think would win, Method Man or Red Man? Come on, man. Like, yo, come on with
You know
this.
what happened?
Yeah,
They would just collapse,
yeah. They
which
just
is what they
stop.
do.
Like, I'm not. How about Ghostface Killer Raekwon? Yo, man, come on. Like,
So you're pitting
what
all these
is
people that
they
collapse together.
collab? Like, chill. Like, do you think? Okay, this is Kuma. Do you think Adam Strange would be a good member for the Guardians of the Galaxy if he was in Marvel? Yes. Jada Kiss versus Fabulous. Jada. I'm going with Jada. Love Jada. Black Panther versus Vandal Savage. Who do you think would win? Black Panther would win because he's fought Immortals before. All right. Tony Montana. I never had an egg cream drink. Is it good? I are we talking about like we talking about like the
Eggnog?
eggnog or something? Yeah, if that's what eggnog is good. Especially you add a little brandy or something to it. Yeah, spice it up. It's good. Uh, Matthew again. Uh, Corn, Slipknot, Def One. What rock band do you think rocks the hardest? You ain't got no. Oh, I was about to say you better have Metallica up in there. Megadeth, Slayer, Iron Maiden. You don't have Lemmy in them. What? I'm not answering this now. I'm not that. If Denzel Washington could play Blue Marvel, do you think his son John David should play it or another character of mine? He could play his son. That'd be good. If you did a non-comic lineup of the Illuminati, who would it? That's I'll save that for when I do it. There you go. Do you prefer Matthew again? Do you prefer hearing guitar, bass, drums, piano, tamarines, organs? I love a good guitar solo. Is that what you want to hear? Because I do love that, or drums. That's why I love hearing Metallica. That's why I love Metallica because usually it's a drum solo or a guitar solo before the lyrics even start. Okay, Matthew again? No, it is Matthew. Okay, just to piss off Warner Bros. Henry Cavill should play Captain Britain, or Wonder Man in the MCU. That would be a greatest finger effort ever. Do you agree? I would love to see him play Brian Braddock. That'd be good. There's a couple of people. Maybe I'll do a video where I will give you characters who I can see Henry Cavill play for on an opinion spot or so. Matter of fact, I will. I'll add that to the list down the line. But I would have to schedule it another time. Next, what was I? Matthew again. What heroes do you see as the most overpowered of all? Sentry character. Have you ever seen the sitcom My Wife and Kids? Oh heck yeah, love My Wife and Kids. Um, Tisha Campbell back in uh, Switzerland. It is one of the most known sitcoms. Really? Whoa! In Genova, Switzerland, it is one of the wow. I love My Wife and Kids. I remember when it first aired, and I remember when it ended here in the States. I didn't. Well, Geneva. Whoa, it's really popular in Switzerland. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see that I don't mean it like, but yeah, a black sitcom is actually, and yeah, to me, seeing those kids, because a lot of the people who played the kids, like who played Junior, as dumb as he was, I'm sorry. I seen him grow as a little kid because the first show I actually seen him on was a show was probably one of the greatest cop drama shows, New York Undercover. He played and he was great in that. And to see him go from that to Junior, it's like you forget that was G because he Junior was so dumb. It's hard. I don't know who's dumber, him or the dude from Three and a Half Men. The kid, Two and a Half Men. He was stupid too when he got older.
Jake.
Jake, there you go. He was. I don't mind dumb as a funny for a while, but when you to me after when you're doing a sitcom, I start going. You cannot be that stupid. You cannot be that stupid. Like he like I remember one scene when the Kyles went to Hawaii and Junior fell in love with the girl Leilani. I don't blame him. I'd have fell in love with her too. Hawaiian women are pretty. Just saying. Um, yeah, and and he's like, I'll get a job. I'm smashing smashing coconuts so mad. And he's hitting his head with a coconut. I'm like, you can't be that stupid. Like, and he's just like, here, try again. Ugh. I'm like, no. Ow. Yeah, ow. Like it was some of the stuff like I love my wife and kids though, but no, that I can't believe that. Wow, that's really cool that show is very popular in Switzerland. That's cool. Um, do you think Nev Campbell? Who is this? Matthew again. Do you think Nev Campbell, Rose McGowan, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ashlyn Hayden? We bringing out all the '90s girls from Holly Marie Combs and Alyssa Milano all still look fine for their ages.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not even. Yeah, that's not even. I have to go into. Do you? Yeah, since you were between Mrs. Doubtfire, Matthew again, Mrs. That's gonna become a meme. Matthew again. Between Mrs. Doubtfire and Big Mama's house, which did you think? Which did you think was done better? Mrs. Doubtfire. Uh, don't get me wrong, I love Martin, but yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire, he killed that role. There were times you didn't think that was a man, like, and that's why I'm like, if they're talking about remaking that with Kevin Hart, man, I'll slap you right now for. I'll slap you. Never, yeah, nothing against Kevin Hart, but don't even think it. Tony, have you hearing all these stories about harassment and Josh Whedon? Does that change his impact on works like Buffy, Firefly, and the Avengers? In my opinion, not really, because his work is different from what he did. That's like me saying, will I stop watching watching Angel because of what he did to Gal Gadot and all that stuff? No, it's not. It's not because even though from what I'm hearing, Charisma Carpenter said the same. Oh yeah, this is the fact that this has been known is scary. That's what's scary. There are other people that said, yeah, he's like this. That's scary. Matthew again. Have you ever met ex Jada Styles, Chic, or Mary J. Blige? I've met X once. I have met him once. My dad has met the Locks,
and he knew them.
And he knows them. My uncle knew the Locks. They went to high school together. I never met Mary J. Blige. I would love to. But I've met X one time, and dude was legit, straight up nice. When he saw me, he's like, "Yeah, what's up, shorty? You know, yeah, yeah." You know, but he was cool. He was cool about it. Like he was cool. And he just said, "Yeah, respect, man. You know, stay school, things like that." He was just dropping knowledge, but still, he was real nice about it. X was cool. But I've never met Jada. I got their autograph, but I never met him. My dad knows. They would call my dad Russ. That's where he got. And Russell and my dad's brother went to high school with them for a while. Knew them because I lived in Yonkers too. Um, Tony Montana. Do you see the movie Soul? Did you see the movies? I have not watched Soul yet. I'm going to watch it. I have not watched that yet. I do have Disney Plus, so I will watch. Uh, what would Zatanna think of Lena Inverse and her group and vice versa? Um, uh, I think Zatanna would be a little scared of Lena because just how out of control she is, kind of with the the black magic, the not the black magic, the dark magic that she uses, like kind of just going nuts at
Oh,
times.
Lena from Slayer.
Yeah, Lena Inverse. Yeah. Uh, Thank you to my mods who took this dude off. Like, no, I ain't listening to this dude. Okay, JPX art. Kobe, LeBron, Danny Green, or Jordan? Which is the best NBA player? Oh, see, you put me on the spot with this too, man.
No, wait, whoa, 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 whoa,
You gotta
whoa,
hurry up. I'm trying to end this.
whoa. Can you repeat that again?
Okay, Kobe, LeBron, Danny Green,
Stop
or
right there.
yeah.
Who asked this?
This dude called JPX Art. I don't know if it's a man or a girl. So
JPX, bet you're a nice person. I bet you're a nice person. But I got over that. How long you been watching basketball? No, let me do Shannon Sharp. How long you been watching basketball? Because, and I like Danny Green. You know, Danny Green on the Spurs, blah, blah, blah. Raptors, always dependable. But do you realize how odd that sounds? Him in that conversation. Jordan, LeBron, no, MJ, LeBron, Kobe. You said Steph. He's okay. But Danny Green, no disrespect, a guy, he's great sharpshooter, but he's never been the guy. So I just have to get Danny Green out of there because you're not helping him.
all right. Okay. Look.
Whoa.
Okay.
And I gotta be that means you got big respect for Danny Green. That's cool, but that just sounds weird.
All right. I'm a look. I will always put Jordan above them. Sorry. Next, Kobe, LeBron. I'm sorry. It's gonna be Jordan anyway. All right. See, you got my brother heated with that one. Okay. Kuma, what would Lex Luthor and Doctor Doom think of each other? Lex Luthor would be so jealous of Doom, and vice versa.
Know he can't fuck with.
Yeah, he know he been, and he probably know he can't. What he said. I'm not cursing. Tara, do you see the pic of Lily James as Pamela Anderson? It's mind blowing. Yeah, I've seen it, and I've seen Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee, and to me, he looks like Jeff Hardy. I've put that every time I see him, I'm like, I see Jeff Hardy. But yeah, they're doing a show, doing a movie or so for Hulu that builds up to the whole sex tape, and I forget the guy who's actually playing the guy who stole their sex tape. Anybody watch it? No, I'm just messing with you. No, I don't watch nobody's sex tapes. I ain't watching that. Um, Matthew again. What would you think? Who you think would happen? What would you think if a freestyle battle between Cool Cool G Rap and Eminem? I would love it. JPX Art, Homelander, Black Goku, or Omni Man? Who's worse? Omni Man. Next, Homelander. Black Goku. Would be,
I can see why people would may have Homelander above is because Homelander he presents himself.
right.
I think it's even more cruel that on the surface he presents himself as this
Yeah.
benevolent Omni
Yeah.
for the people, but you know this guy is while Omni Man is like once it was off, that's it. It's like the facade's over. Bam.
Uh, what would All Might and Goku think of each other? There you go. You know, Matthew Mann.
That's something you gotta think about. Goku ain't a person that go around looking for beef.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's not looking for beef. Like you got to think about that. Okay, Matthew. Between Aftermath, Shady, G Unit, a lot of these are under the same roof at Interscope. Def Jam, Rough Rider, Bad Boy, Rockefeller, Rock Nation, Good Music, Cash Money, Young Money. Which record label had the best roster and run? Okay, now this is actually pretty good. Um, you gotta look at who's
especially at their peak.
yeah at their peak. I'm gonna. That's hard. I would probably say between Def Jam and Rough Rider, but they see that they kind of go in the same category because they kind of were under the same Def Jam
You know
label.
why we gotta go? Who's the lineup?
Aftermath.
Aftermath is who's that?
That's Dre, I believe.
Okay. Here's the thing. Def Jam and Rough Rider, you gotta think how many people came out of that actually when you're like, man, you wanted to hear a whole album of just them and it was like, oh, it's great.
Yeah, Rough Riders had like
Right.
Eve, The Locks, Drag On.
It was like, oh man, they should just stick with being featured with somebody.
No, yeah.
And then Def Jam's like a who's who.
Yeah, who's who? Look at all the legends that LL. God, guys, probably the best example of serving out your contract. He did. He. One thing. Why is LL? Because LL. His initial contract was 12 albums, 13. He did that. He made 13 albums under Def Jam, fulfilled his contract. He didn't jump to another label and everything. No, he stayed with Def Jam, finished out his contract. That's why he's one of the goats because that's what he is. JP, Capcom should get back the Power Stone and Rival Schools, maybe a remaster version. It's not like they've lost.
That makes sense. They don't.
I was. Let me. You should have rephrased it, dude. Make because they still own that. They never give it up. They need to make new versions or remaster. I would love to see it. Terrell Dickinson, what future MC movie do you want to see happen? Well, we kind of are getting it, but for me, one in particular, of course, is um man, most of the stuff I want is coming. I wanted Shang-Chi. We're getting that. I wanted Fantastic Four. We're getting that. Blade, getting that. I would say a more authentic Ghost Rider. I would love to see that. Like really staying true to the source. Blue Marvel for sure. I think you start pushing more of those. I would love to see a Power Man and Iron Fist movie. There you go. I'll do that. Hey, good day, Chris. Hope I am not too late. Time here is 20. What's up? It's one of my oh, it's just wow, it's one well, it's 1 o'clock now in Australia, down under. How's the weather in Aussie in Australia? Uh wait, what the hell? It's gone. Okay. Hamster Maiden, on the subject of Mortal Kombat, what was your favorite guest fighter in the games thus far? Okay. once again, once again, Hamster Maiden. I appreciate once again the donation. Again, so I'm not a big fan of guest stars too much. DLC character, I like it, but if you're gonna do it, stick to the source. But however, by default, I gotta go Rambo. Why? Rambo because one, so it's Sylvester doing the voice. That's no actor playing Sylvester like with Terminator. We were joking on that last night. Like he tries to sound so much like Arnold, but you know for a fact that's not Arnold. So definitely, and what I like about the guest stars is the fact that one, they know they're not in their world. Like it's not like saying, like when they talk to Rambo, he's like, then what's your Earth like? I like that. Even with RoboCop and Spawn and people like that. The only one I really wish they didn't put in is Joker. I'm tired of him too. I like Joker,
Joker fatigue.
but I'm getting Joker fatigue. Yeah, I'm getting Joker fatigue for real. Top five Cartoon Network shows. This one, JP X. Uh, Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory. Johnny Bravo. Um, regular show. Gotta throw him up there. Uh,
Probably the last version.
the original Ben 10 run, like all that. What was that, four? And I'll throw, gotta throw uh Courage. I like Courage. I'm sorry. I like Courage. Uh it says this is your last Q&A. Uh Once again, it was an experiment. I was trying. I was actually wanted to make sure people would see read it and like, oh my, he's gone. Like it was just an experiment. It's not. I'm not going. I'll tell you. Are you going to watch the biops of Aretha Franklin and Elvis Presley out coming out soon? Maybe if I feel like it. Matthew again. Do you think Prince of Persia and Assassin's Creed should both give their respective sagas a rest? When's the last time we saw a Prince of Persia game? There you go. So it is getting a rest. Assassin's Creed, they haven't put out a new Assassin's Creed yet. Last one, they did put out Valhalla. As long as those games, right now, we're in a flux. The reason why I say with Assassin's Creed, they turned their stuff around. At first, people were getting tired of like, okay, and then once Origins and all of the stories just got better. The format, the now that they've run kind of like that true RPG format, it's run better, which is fine. I still want my Assassin's Creed in feudal Japan. You better give me that. That's all I want. Matthew again. You think Halo or Call of Duty are becoming too repetitive?
Halo hasn't been.
Hey,
When's the last Halo?
when's the last Halo? And
Now, Call of
Call of
Duty.
Duty, maybe. I mean, then you know, no, we're not going to see no more Captain Price, man. How long Captain Price been serving? That man's been look like he's serving and he de-aging. He's um. Do you think Rag Man, Rag and Bone Man? He released a new album a few days ago. Saw him in concert once. He was great. I need to add that to the list of people to listen to. I listen to. What buyout would you like to see happen? I like buyout movies. I still want to see a Jack Kirby and Stan Lee buyout movie. I want to see a buyout movie about comic legends. Um, until that happens, everything else will be gravy. I don't mind, but I still. Matthew again. That's gonna be my line. Should they let Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row run their course? What do you mean run their course?
Saints Row.
When's the last Saints Row? There hasn't been a new Saints Row since. Um, Grand Theft Auto. When's five?
And they just keep doing these online
Yeah, there's
add.
just all they're doing is add-ons to online. They haven't done a new one yet. Thoughts on Cyberpunk? I had it, sent it right back. I no. Sleeping Dogs 2. There's a Sleeping Dogs 2 coming out. When that? I ain't never seen that before. That'd be cool. Um, Mr. Multiverse, what's all this about you leaving? It's a joke. It's an experiment. Have you ever found pleasure in Bioshock games?
Oh, I thought
Yeah, I was
something was
getting
coming
scared.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was getting nervous
pleasure.
when I read that. You get pleasure. What? I played a little bit of Bioshock.
I played the demo of the first
I'm
one.
not the biggest fan of them, like the games. I don't have them in my collection, but I played them before. They're okay. Which storyline do you hope they will bring in Moon Knight? That's a hard one. I I I just don't want them to go too hard in his mental. That's my issue. But I think they will. Matthew, again, you ever got into the shows like Reading Rainbow, Muppets, Sesame Street, Fairy Tale Theater, and Dinosaurs? Matthew, how long you know me? Okay. I've talked many times about growing up with Reading Rainbow, Muppets, Sesame Street. Come on. Uh, Guitar Zan. What are your thoughts on Greta Van Fleet? People are giving them hate for sounding like Led Zeppelin wannabes.
I don't.
I think it's unfair. I need to listen to them. I don't know. Uh, oh, you think you're funny? That title. Okay, yeah, okay. Finally. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, thank God for that. I thought this was a real you quitting the Q and A's. No, I'm just not really. No, okay. All right. Yeah, the Danny Grant, right? Okay. I'm trying to finish this and every. Okay, this is the last. No more questions now. Okay, I'm finish all these. Okay. Uh. Okay. If you want to talk about hotness, you need to bring up Jennifer Connelly in the '90s to early 2000s. That lady was
Jennifer
voluptuous.
Connelly is very
Yeah,
beautiful.
very
Especially, I always thought
Jennifer
her eyes
Connelly.
were
Yeah,
very
she's
beautiful.
very pretty. I know her. Yeah. Despite being my Mr. Broad himself, do you think Kent Nielsen uh should keep the helm on the for the majority of Black Adam? Oh, you're talking about should he keep the helm on? No. Like I don't want to go all crazy. Like that helm, he becomes a different person with the helm on. Like he needs to take that off sometime. I want to hear Kent Nielsen talk. I don't want to just hear the helm of Naboo. No, take that off. Take it off. What would Mockingbird think of Black Canary? Cool. I mean, they're not the same character, but okay. What's the oldest game console you own? Mine is the original Game Boy, the original Nintendo. Andre Patterson, project. Do you? So, what do you think about the latest news of Michael B. Jordan possibly being the next Superman? He's not going to be it. He already blew that down. I see Monster chilling in the background. Yeah, he's back there. He's cool. He's just listening. Okay, have you realized that in superhero movies in general, they tend to never wear their mask on the posters of the movies? Of course,
Yes,
they
that's Hollywood.
that's Hollywood. It's gonna be that
With the
they
exception of Batman.
Batman, Judge Dredd.
Yeah, because for both dreads, he doesn't have he's with the helmet.
Yeah, well, I mean, Stallone took it off.
He's talking about
Oh, the
poster.
poster, yeah.
Yeah, the poster. The guy,
On the poster or in the movies.
yeah, but definitely on the poster, they're not wearing it. They're not wearing it. Look at Winter Soldier. It's Steve without the cowl. It's him without it.
There's a couple of posters he had.
But like the main poster.
Oh, the main poster.
Right. Now with one, that was paying homage to that.
The issue number 4.
Yeah, but he's still not wearing anything.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
it,
look at Spider Man. How many times in the original Sam Raimi he took off? I was like, why did he really need to take off his mask besides FaceTime?
I gotta go. Okay. Thanks, Tony. Thank you. Okay. Have you watched Jupiter Legacy? No, I have not watched. And this is another thing. I'm not the biggest Mark Millar fan, so that's Mark Millar's work, and I really am not. So, but I still want to check it out. Have you ever been 10-pin bowling? Like bowling? Have you ever been bowling? Yeah, I've been bowling once. Right? Did you like the bachelor party? Uh, oh, Tom Hanks with with the with the snorting the coked up donkey. Yeah, boy, I remember that. That donkey sniffed up that coke, and he was all over. I felt bad for him though. Andre, what do you think about the latest Shang-Chi comics? I love them. Uh, exploring more of his family and everything like that. It's great. My wife and kids was regularly shown in Australia too. See, that's good stuff right there. I like that. Now, if you again, everybody's laughing at that. Also, thoughts on the DLC pack with actors from the '95 Mortal Kombat player? I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool. You got some of the actors, the original Sonya Blade, Christopher Lambert, and uh, Lyndon Ashby coming back to. I thought that was cool. It would have been cool if they did that. They got Robin Shu for Liu Kang. They don't need Shang Tsung because that just ain't got to. And joke, they should have put Arlene in
Man.
it. I'm joking, but no. Cloudy, sunny, and my favorite kind of weather. Okay, that's cool. It's raining over here. It's still raining. It was sunny and then it got raining now. You might know a song by called "Human." Relatable song. I might know. I got it.
I know a song called "Human" that's very by Silver Twilight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had the original Nintendo, but we had to get rid of it because it has too many problems. I think everybody, hey man, original Nintendo, you get winded because you got
take your breath away literally.
you're like, I don't feel lightheaded now. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay. Okay, that is it. Wow, I went. No, I almost went 3 hours. I mean, that's fine. It's cool. This was kind of for a worthy cause. I want to appreciate all those who donated to Make a Wish. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's all for the kids. I like Make a Wish. I think that's a cool, kids who are maybe got failing ailments, they get to meet their heroes or something like that. That's real cool. I like that. Um, so I really wanted to give for the cause. Uh, Thank you once again, everybody who stayed through and watched. I appreciate it very much as always. Thank you, my pack. You humble me as always. We are still on the road to reaching. I guess I'm still on the road to reaching 20K pack members. Last time I checked, we are almost to 12,000. I appreciate that as always. I want to give a shout out to everybody once again who came through and really put my Shang-Chi reaction trailer up there, which was great. And one thing I want to say, yeah, yes, I don't care what anybody they've been saying. Shang Chi, it's Shang. It's and Shang. I don't Shang like Fang Shang. No, get out of here. And number three, once again, as always, guys, stay safe, stay positive, peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. I gotta eat something now because I'm feeling lightheaded. That's probably why I was missing all the names, and I apologize if I missed everybody's names. I want to give a shout out once again to Hamster Maiden because he was the first to donate. or girl. I don't know if you're male or female, but I'm sure, I don't know. You never know. But I want to thank him personally real quick because you were the first to donate. I appreciate that very much. Uh, and I want to get Matthew. Okay, Matthew, you trying to what are you trying to prove, man? What are you trying to prove to your alpha that I'm better than all the rest of the pack members? Is that's what you're trying to do, huh? Well, let me tell you something right now. You ain't better than no, I'm messing with you. Yeah. I'm joking. I'm joking. I appreciate it, when people are enthusiastic and come up with the questions on the fly. But gotta point out, Matthew, you put that Danny Green up in there with everybody like, yeah, I mean, you crazy? Come on, man. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. And also, I want to give a shout out to all the people that couldn't make it but left questions in the community feed. Ezekiel Black, uh, Kaylee Sheehan. If you watching this, okay, when this goes onto my feed, please put when you watch this, please put um your past name because the way you spoke is like you've been a member for a long time, but you you bringing out my brother's name and everything like that. I need to know who you are, okay? Because that kind of scared me. I already, like I said, I somebody called here once and wanted to speak to me and said we know each other, and I'm like, who? I don't know this person. It's scary. All right. But outside of that, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. What's coming out? What's coming out in terms of well, like I said, you're gonna get movie reviews from um, Justice Society World War II. That I'll be putting that up. The Without Remorse, the new Michael B. Jordan, Tom Clancy movie. I'm definitely gonna review that. Um, I still need to do my overview of Invincible, uh, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I got a bunch of opinion spots coming. So that's just on the main channel, of course. And then, of course, I need to get back into swing on the All Reaction channel, which I definitely got to put up. And my gaming channel, um, I'm gonna take a poll with that one because of the fact that the Mass Effect Legacy Edition is coming out, and I have the original franchise, but I'm gonna put up a poll and see if would you guys want me to stream the new version of it? Because I'll do it if you want me to. I'll do it, but that will be on my main channel. I'll probably do it anyway. So it's just what I'm saying. Um, and outside of that, that is it. I'm hungry and it is now 12:44 a.m. in the morning here in New York. But this is nothing to me because I'm that's fine. But I appreciate that the people who stuck around through the whole thing. And it's time to go. And I already said my outro, but I'll say it again. Just again, you guys know the slogan: peace, one love. Stay tuned. Keep it real. Your alpha loves you. Deuces.